Also,
Yeah.
people like Critical Role just that Matt Mercer just came out with a set of like one shot random encounter thingy. Like I feel
Yeah?
like I just saw something about that. Check it out. See if I'm. And then I saw another one that was a different company. And if you will, I don't know, shoot me a message on Facebook to remind me because I will absolutely forget. I will go hunt it down and send you the link.
Oh yeah,
No
they've been
problem.
advertising the Critical Role one for a while.
All right, I'll have to
What's
take a
that
look at
wonders?
that.
Sometimes anything.
Yeah, if anyone could send me that way, I'd really appreciate it. All right. Okay, I'll hold this. Random gen. How many of there? You're 4 of you. You're all level 6. Let's see if this is any good. Encounter difficult. Extremely hard. You guys would be technically in the grassland. I could just roll for that. That's pretty. Just trying to see if there's anything interesting about this one that I found. Oh, see, this is bullshit. I want like a narrative something to it. Give me like a little like, oh, you find them and they're drinking water. Oh, well, I'll mess around with that later, not at the beginning of the session. So, let's get to it. So, welcome back, everybody, to Tal'Dorei. Okay, fantastic. Just adjusting all my sounds here. Get out of here, Spotify. Oh, yes. Too loud, sorry. There we go.
Wow.
Okay. So, last session, the party packed up their shit. It was time to go, but unfortunately, without their most recent friendly members. It seems that having formed some kind of bond, Easton and Jewel decided to handle Jewel's criminal matters personally. They did not wish to besmirch the newly famed name of the Aurora Concordant. They did not wish to besmirch your good reputation, and have decided to handle the matter personally. With that, Ember and Yvain, and I think the whole party, said, it's best that we separate ourselves from those matters for the sake of our reputation and people around. Let's get the hell out of town. To which the party handily agreed. But Yvain had a couple quick things to finish off in town, one of which is hiring Balthazar to be her scribe tutor. So we will be bringing the Tragedy Bard on the road. The next, Yvain also left a very sweet note for Honor, engraved with a mirror, and left 100 gold pieces at the Sun-Kissed Inn for Mick, should he ever show up and require them. More than that, the night before, she finally went to the Humanor Observatory, and there you met with, indeed, the Scions of Humanor and their headmistress, Estella Landamar, who's also headmistress of West Hall Academy. And as she sat down and read the scroll Yvain possessed, she not only asked to keep it and be left it in safekeeping, but for Yvain to be very, very, very careful with it. For what she holds is nothing short than one of the thousands of volumes of what are known as the Astral Scrolls. One of her ancestors way back in the Scattering War was a wizard who sought great power in a way to end the war, and in that time found a being known as the Sightless One. That's probably wrong, but something about not being able to see. Oh, I got it right. Okay, cool. Thanks, you, babe. The Sightless One. The Sightless One granted the wizard magnificent power, but drove him utterly insane, and he scribed his mad mind onto thousands of volumes, and Yvain now possesses one such maddening volume. It has a link to the Sightless One, a link to great power, but in turn, a link to madness. She was given a sending stone, and the headmistress said, should you hear voices from the power of the scroll, do not listen to them. They will be deceptive. They will lie to you. Do not go for them. Also said, if you should find yourself losing track of what is real, please return, and please do the right thing. Please give us the scroll. It is a dangerous piece of work that should not be out in the public. But Yvain insisted that she has used it for a great good, which she has, and has decided to keep it and intends to be safe about it as best she can. And promised to give updates about the scroll itself, should she learn anything. Let's see, and with that, the party leaves Westruun for Amon, which spend a couple of days on the road, which is where we bring ourselves to. It was last night, as Zarvolg held second watch, he observed about 5 miles off a tornado touchdown in the distance as a storm rumbled and thundered. A voice spoke to him in the wind that asked him, why does he think he escaped? Why did he make it out of the jungle? Why did he escape slavery? Was it all for nothing? Was he a beast, or was he a warrior? And as Zarvolg answered that he is a hunter, the voice said he had no use for him, and as lightning struck, Zarvolg loses consciousness in the eye of the storm of this tornado. The party, well, we'll get to them. In the meantime, Zarvolg.
Yes.
You blink. You
Yeah.
are standing. The wind is whipping around your head, but it's cold. It is different. You hear the rumble of thunder below. You are, as you look around, it is still night, but you stand on a high mountain peak. You are not where you were before.
Oh. Okay. Do I have any idea where I am?
Make a perception check.
$25.
25. You look around. You see two things. In one direction, you see a massive plain. There are trees here and there, patches of forest in the lands below, but you can see for many, many, many miles from this high peak. You've never seen anything quite like this before. You see, even at this distance, you see cities nestled into the sides of mountains, in the middle of plains, off the sides of forests, and a great one way off to the shores, some ways away. On the other side, in opposition, you see a massive, sprawling junglescape.
Right. All right.
Do you feel it, Zarvolg?
You turn. You see what looks to be an old man. Sort of heavily cloaked, lots and lots of hair, a full beard, sort of drapes across him. Well-maintained, white hair.
Do you feel it? Like standing on the edge of a battlefield before the vanguards hit and collide in the center, or at the edge of a storm before lightning crashes. You feel it at the precipice of something.
Yeah, so Zarvolg kind of lowers his head a little bit because he's not completely confident in his answer. And he's like, I do. I was heading there. I was doing it.
Do you know what it is that you're on the precipice of?
He looks back out over the landscape. He says, I'm not ready.
No. You're not ready. Tal'Dorei is not ready. Your friends are not ready. But you must be. War is coming.
He kind of like takes a deep, breath and raises his shoulders, and he just kind of nods very meekly, because he's obviously just been humbled. He just says, "Yes, war is coming."
The elves fight in the south against the great enemy. But there is more beyond. In time you'll see what none else have. War is coming. Tell me, Hunter, when it comes, what will you do? The form stands up, towering even above what Balthazar's height might be by a foot or two. Turns to you, very broad, massive shoulders. You see he has an eye patch over one eye and looks down at you with electric blue eye.
So, Zarvolg now obviously a little bit calmer and less defensive than he was before, and he kind of prickles a little bit at the mention of the elves, but continues to listen and takes in the information, and he's again just kind of nods very humbly and meekly, and he says, I must free my people.
Are you not a hunter? Do you not live for the slain? For the kill? Is this not what you insist upon?
He's even more humbly, a little sadly, right? Kind of like lowers his head even more and kind of shakes his scraggly ass hair, and he says, "No, I'm a leader."
I look at you, and I see two paths. I see, indeed, a beast who kills at his own leisure, who fights for superiority. But I have news for you, Zarvolg, who would claim to be the Grim. The beasts do not tell of great hunters. The beasts do not acknowledge death, unless it is to feed their bellies. What I see in you, Zarvolg, is a spirit who hunts glory. When you stood upon that stage, you are a hero, venerated, showered in gold and praise for wars won at the tip of your bolt. This is what I see in your heart, Zarvolg. So you may decide for yourself. The punishing wilds of the hunt, where I promise you you will be punished and not by me. Or glory. It'll be for you to decide. And not today. One day we will meet on this peak again and you will decide to ford forth to the jungle where you came from. Go back to the lands that you currently haunt, hunting your meager wealth. I look forward to seeing if you're the warrior I need or not. But as of now, I have no use for the Grim.
And with the wave of his hand, there's a and you feel the shock of lightning intensely in your chest, and you awaken. Rain pouring down upon your face. And I imagine, as the party awoken for third watch, realizing Zarvolg was nowhere to be found, except for a barking, yapping Fen, who led you all. Would any of you have followed Fen, the barking as Zarvolg has disappeared in the massive winds? Yes, Yvain?
I would have had to speak with animals and ask Fen what the fuck is going on.
Then he goes,
God, yes.
Fen goes, are you ready to hear Fen's voice for the first time?
Yes.
Fenn's like, he's this way, come, and he goes tearing off across the landscape.
Yvain's going to turn into a wolf and just follow. I mean, I will say, Zarvolg fucked off, follow me, and then turn into a wolf. But then I will stay shoulder to shoulder with.
Sure. Do you two follow, or have they got it?
Yeah, I think I would tell, if Beverly was up, I think I would tell her to stay put at the camp, and I would cast Summon Steed and go after Yvain.
Summon speed takes 10 minutes. I'll assume that in the 3 days.
Yeah, like it's already cast. Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of like snap your fingers, and your beautiful white maned horse comes riding up towards you. You Legolas mount and everything, and looks super fucking heroic. And Beverly's like, "Whoa!" as you ride off into the storm. Incredible. What about you, Ember? Would you have hung behind, or are you gonna go help too? Muted. Muted, buddy.
Oh,
there you go.
They're way faster than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, though.
Besides, it's raining
Yeah.
and it's not bad in here.
Yeah, you're like, okay, good luck. You kind of close the flaps to your tent, no problem. Yeah, and I think the rest of your companions definitely stay. Yeah, Balthazar is a city boy, and he's like, I don't know. Yeah, you go tearing off. So, Zarvolg, there's a crash of thunder, and you awaken to the feeling of your dog's tongue licking your face. Between Yvain and Fen, and a very heroic-looking Finch, you sort of awaken with Fen sort of licking your face, and you guys have found the body of Zarvolg laying in the mud. With what kind of armor do you wear, Zarvolg?
Oh, he's got the chitin breastplate, but other than that, it's just leather armor.
Right. Okay. I got bad news. The chitin breastplate is in desperate need of repair. It has been split down the middle, and you found Zarvolg initially because there was a little seam, and you see that he was struck directly in the chest.
Can I do a
like-
medicine check to see if he's like hurt?
Now, I was about to say, I would like to say, Zarvolg, stay still, and I would like to start checking his joints to see if there's anything more than like a simple, like a compound break has to be set before you actually do the healing, or it fucks it up. So
Got it. Go for it. Medicine checks, whoever wants to. But you awaken Zarvolg to this.
Yeah.
That's
So
a 12.
Father,
12?
much,
You Yvain?
much like
that is an 18 on the dice, but I've got stuff to add to it. Give me a second.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying there, Aaron?
I was gonna say, much like people who rapidly awaken to medical attention. He's kind of frantically shuffling around and like trying to get away from them, and he's all, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!"
Easy. Let me check your joints. You don't know you're well. Stay still. It's me. Be still. It's okay. You're okay. That's a dirty 20. Like, let me make sure you're not really hurt before I heal you, okay? You've been struck by lightning. Just be still, please. You're okay. Finch here. You're okay.
What are you doing?
So there's
out
this
here?
initial as Zarvolg sort of swats you all away. Zarvolg, you're not only the skin on your chest, but like your organs in your chest, your heart especially hurts. Like your flesh feels burned, but your chest feels like painful, like labored, like really bad heartburn.
Sure.
Do you let them inspect you after sort of realizing what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, probably in a rather surly manner. But he's not, I guess, physically fighting with all his strength, but more just kind of like slapping away unwanted touches, and again trying to just kind of get his bearings before anybody attends to him. And he's hurt, so any touch that hurts, he's probably wincing and jumping a little bit.
Yvain will hold her hands up, like she'll stay like maybe very close to him as he backs up, but keep her hands up and just let him hear her voice. Let him know, like, it's me. You're good. It's me.
Yeah, there's like a good 5 minutes there of the sort of like shock of waking up. He sort of like wakes up and scrambles to his feet. He's like holding his chest, and anytime Yvain or Finch, you try and put your like hand on him to inspect him, he sort of swats it away and this like just trying to get his bearings, a little overwhelmed. But maybe after a minute or two, you're sat down on a nearby rock, and very gently you're able to go over. You guys recognize that he does have a lingering injury, for one. He has muscle spasms, which can be cured by any magical healing will suffice.
Okay.
That will suffice, but he does have disadvantage on dex saves until further notice, or until that happens. Also, it will be resolved on its own in 2 weeks if you just leave it. But that would also suggest, more importantly, he was struck by lightning. He was fully struck by lightning, and by the burn across his chest, like directly in his chest, he was struck by lightning in his chest, and you're pretty sure his heart stopped for a minute there. But as you guys came to him, for whatever reason, his heart returned to beating again. So he was, for all intents and purposes, dead for a minute.
I'll turn to Yvain because it sounds like she's the one that's like our kind of observing, and I'll like I have a healer's kit if we need stuff to just set anything before we use magic. What are your thoughts?
You're struck by lightning in the chest. He died. He's dead.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Duh. May I heal you? May I heal you, please? Would you please let me heal you?
He kind of narrows.
You.
He kind of narrows his eyes at her. It's like, I see the purple in your skin, slaver.
Ooh.
And heal you. The Bahamut heal you.
He just kind of nods softly.
Use your paladin powers.
Okay.
Particularly those, because he knows Bahamut.
Yep. So I will start by like putting my hands like over the wound, and I'm gonna try healing hands first. So I'll like, warm up my hands, and I will give 6 hit points of healing to try that first.
Zarvolg, you're now at 7 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were dead for a second, buddy.
All right, yeah.
But I will also say, any sort of tests to look for brain damage, he is in his right mental faculties. And with this healing, it is actually quite a relief, Zarvolg. You felt like remarkably tense ever since you woke up. Just like literally just like spasming. But in this, all your muscles just sort of relax. Tense, as Yvain said, like looking at your joints, you just feel like a great degree of like comfort come over you, and you're able to just move a little more loosely, a little more freely.
Right.
You're still hurt. I will say though, like that you still have a pretty gnarly wound on your chest from the bolt. And your armor can be repaired, but it until it is by a proper smith is considered unusable. It was whatever the bolt hit, it cracked it right down the middle.
Fair enough.
Sort of, and the metal's like twisted, like almost like around in on itself.
So he does begin to settle a bit.
Well, it's not metal, so yeah, just cracked. That's why I said it cracked.
He does begin to settle a bit after being able to breathe a little bit more freely, and after the slight relaxing of the muscles. He was a bit charged up, but feeling a little better now.
Yeah. That's probably the exact. I will say, you're also full of static electricity too. So every time someone touches you, they're like, ah, shit, fuck, ah, shit, fuck. Your hair's all standing up a little bit.
Hey Zar, so what were you doing out here, huh?
And he's still kind of putting himself together and like trying to work out the the kinks and twitches in his muscles. He's like, it was a storm. It was a storm.
And you decided to chase it? Is that what I'm hearing?
And now you realize that he doesn't have like an answer that's going to quickly resolve the situation, but he's like, it called to me.
Okay. Do you hear voices often?
He just kind of snarls and shakes his head and backs away.
Okay. Well, it looks like you're doing a little better. Can I help you up and get you onto my horse so we can get you back to the camp?
Yeah, I need a stretch.
Okay. I'll like help Zar to his feet a little bit and try and get him like to the horse so he can get on. Can't hear you, Ryan.
Oh, right. Sorry, I muted myself. You're still wounded, but able to move just fine, and you're thrown back up on top of the horse, and you guys can begin to make your way back. It's worth saying that during the process of this, Fenn's been very like, and like up, just like giving you a kiss, and like sits right by your feet while you're on the rock, and is like very worried and affectionate towards you.
Zarvolg kind of like the one time that he cracks a small grin and lets himself enjoy a fraction of a moment. He kind of looks down at Fenn and he's like, "Where were you?"
And he just sort of whines.
All right, back to camp.
All right, you will begin to make your way through the pouring rain and the howling wind back to the thing. And I'll say, passive perceptions, Finch and Yvain?
17.
Let's see. My passive perception is horrible. 9.
All right. As like Finch is loading up Zarvolg, and maybe after his comment, you're feeling a little distant from the situation. Can't help but look up to the sky, and you see the remnants of twister-like shape sort of disappearing back up into the cloud. And you also sort of look out at the plain, and you see, trees ripped from their roots. There's not, these are grasslands, so there's not too much evidence, but something devastating happened here. Zarvolg's lucky to be alive.
Understood.
Well, Yvain notices that. You don't notice that, Finch.
Yeah.
You're too busy with it.
That's above
I
the
am
general
proficient in religion. Is there a check to be made?
Make a religion check.
Nope. That's a 3. We got nothing.
Got it. No problem. Honestly,
yeah.
I like it. To knowledge pursued, right? Knowledge to be pursued.
I think too, before we would head to camp, just to be cautious, given what Zar said about him hearing voices, I'm gonna cast Divine Sense, just in case, because I feel like that's a little weird to be saying. So
it is a little weird.
yeah, I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
No. There was nothing. As far as you can detect, no.
Then we'll ride back to camp, like pretty not slowly, but like at a moderate pace, like because like I don't want being mindful, like that not to hurt him anymore.
Fair.
Oh, Yvain turns wolf again and fucks the hell off. Goes straight back to the camp at a full run, is in her tent before they get.
Got it. You get back to your tent, Yvain. Balthazar, obviously in the wake of the excitement, he kind of... Is everything okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah. I was sort of an adrenaline junkie. I don't know how else to put it. So, ew. He went running off, storm chasing, and actually got hit by lightning.
He was struck by light, and he's alive.
And no, he wasn't. He actually died. For a short period. Came back to himself. When I got there, I had nothing to do with bringing him back to life.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
That's an incredible ordeal to survive.
There was weather here that shouldn't have been. Trees
No,
ripped up by their roots. Like a tornado, but there were. And Elaine is going to stop and druid craft the weather.
You druid crafts the weather for the next 24 hours. You will see that. Well, let me roll for it. Just to see what tomorrow's like. Tomorrow's going to continue to be heavy rain and gusty winds. It's not going to be a nice day tomorrow. Not as destructive as today, but
So it's wet and shitty, but not like that kind of wet and shitty, right? It's a completely different kind of, like, humans actually make sense. All right, whatever. Yeah.
you can do a nature check to see if that kind of weather is natural.
Yeah. That's better. I think that's a dirty 20 also, but let me check. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're no meteorologist, but you're no weather person. But Tal'Dorei is, you're fairly inland, but this isn't impossible or unusual. It happens here and there. It's not an unusual, impossible thing, especially out in the grasslands, sort of in the flat plains. Weather travels in from the sea. It's not unusual. It's not impossible.
Well, it's not impossible. A storm from absolutely nowhere. Tornadoes are known for doing that, especially in the grasslands. And to completely uproot trees and apparently a single person without uprooting anyone else. Uprooting one person, struck him with lightning, threw him, rendering him asunder, but he doesn't die. Totally changed thing. Life is weird, isn't it? Also, I'm making it out like, of course, it's some big mystical thing, but actually, no, it's just, today. This is literally like,
Well, let me know if he does die next time. I make my living off of tragedy, not off of miraculous survivals.
okay.
That was a joke.
With all due respect and absolute admiration for your craft, I hope we give you no material.
I do as well. Well, something is certain to be pondered in the morning, perhaps.
Yeah,
lots
I
of
want to go
roads
to
to ponder
sleep.
on.
I'm tired.
All right.
I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. I'll be fine. It's just like day that in another world is called Tuesday, but in this world it isn't. But I don't know what it is because I'm so tired. My brain stopped working.
All right, you guys go back to bed. Zarvolg, you're brought to your tent that you share with who has not woken up during this entire experience, Sestro, who's still. Oh yeah.
And tonight I will actually sleep inside the tent.
All right, you go inside the tent to sleep, and I will say, as you like peel off your broken armor and you're like, and you go to like clean whatever wound might be left, you notice you have a very distinct scar across your chest from the lightning strike.
Oh, what's it look like, Brian?
I'll tell you what it looks like, buddy. It looks like it is like sort of in the way that like a burn scar, you know how it's sort of like elevated, slightly discolored skin,
yeah.
Except it's not like round like a lot of burn scars are. It is very sharp edges, and it looks like crossed bolts of lightning across your chest, and they cross like right over your heart. So it's like come in, jagged, and then right across, and then jagged down, sort of down, and then it super accentuates your six-pack too. It's great.
Yeah, that's great. Does it? So like like I'm twice as fast as Flash now, or what are we doing?
What was that?
I said so. Like I'm twice as fast as the Flash now, or what are we doing?
Now you can tap into the Speed Force. You don't know. For all you know, it's just a really cool looking scar. You can try and get it fixed if you want, but you know, it's there. And all of you can head back to bed.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So when we get back to the camp, just this above the table, like, would I guess I'm trying to ask, like, what time is it? Like, would it be my understanding that like we still have would have the ability to gain like a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. So just
Third
before,
watch.
like, go ahead.
This is third watch.
Okay.
That's why you guys found out Zarvolg was because you guys woke up at third watch. So
Okay. Then I guess before I go to bed, just because I think like hearing Zar say that he heard voices, that's gonna freak me out a little bit. So I think I'm just gonna go to his tent and I'm gonna like whisper to him real quick just to like come see me for a second.
what do we think? How soon would you have gone to his tent? Like almost immediately after he went inside?
Yeah.
Zarvolg, as you're sort of like looking at the scar in your chest, you feel the tent flap, or you hear someone coming towards your tent. You cover up at all, or?
No, Zarvolg never covers up.
All right, Finch, you open it up and you see Zarvolg shirtless, pretty ripped for a ranger, and also has this very intentional, strange scar across his chest from a lightning strike. You've never seen a lightning strike scar before. This could be normal, but it looks very exact.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna like reach out my hand to hand him something, and it's gonna be a platinum ring. And I'm gonna say, wear this, friend, it'll protect you. And I'm gonna cast Warding Bond.
Okay.
I think that's just more of like an alarm for myself. So with that spell, it lasts an hour, but Zar gets +1 to his AC. He has advantages with saving throws and resistance to all damage. And then if he takes damage, I take damage. So it's more of like an alarm for myself, because if he starts taking damage again and we're asleep, it will wake me up. So I'm doing it more as like an alarm thing.
How long does it last for?
And just an hour, but I feel like
Yeah,
it's more like
gotcha.
a precaution, like while, because obviously like we don't know like all of the circumstances to what happened. So I think like Finch would have just been kind of freaked out that like Zar was saying he was hearing voices. So just as precaution, I'm gonna cast Warding Bond as just like an initial alarm, like while we're going back to bed.
No problem whatsoever. You do this, your spell's up. Are you going to take third watch? Because if you go to sleep, you'll lose concentration anyway.
Yes,
so.
I will. Then I'll stay up.
So you stay up as the rain pours, and I will say pretty soon after, about 10 minutes after you sit down after giving Zarvolg the ring, you see out in the same field where you recollected Zarvolg, you first feel the ground under your feet sort of shake. You felt this before. You sort of rode in sort of mock cavalry before, back in Amon probably, part of your paladin training, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the rumbling of many, many horses. And as you sort of look out across the plain, you do see horses and riders. Make a perception check.
$13.
13. You see in the silhouettes of them as the thunder's starting to pass, these aren't horses and riders, they are one. You see a herd of centaurs. They're riding across the plain where the destruction was reaped, where Zarvolg was, and they're sort of, you can just barely faintly hear it through the rain. and they're sort of whooping and hollering and riding around in circles like some kind of. There's about 10 of them, and they're sort of yipping and hollering and waving spears and weapons above their head. It looks very sort of tribal, very almost religious in a way. Very sort of almost like a war cry. And they sort of let out this "Hey, oh, hey," like a rain dance almost. And you just kind of watch this perhaps in fascination. Is there anything that you would want to do?
I think if I was observing that and keeping watch, especially if I got like the feeling that it was like it felt like tribal or like religious in some way, I think just I would instinctively like grab my amulet. And I would probably just like have my hand ready on my war mace, while just like being very vigilant on like what I'm observing.
Got it. You're very vigilant, making sure no danger comes. You'd be surprised if they hadn't spot your tent if you have like some fires going or whatever. But they don't approach. You just do this sort of rain dance trot, sort of hailing very much up towards the sky, and they ride on. Finch, at this point, I want you to make a religion check.
Okay.
After everything.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna have you roll at an advantage given your backstory.
That's 17.
What just happened? Zarvolg was sucked into a tornado and struck by lightning in the chest and didn't die is incredible. Is a true miracle. In fact, did die, but somehow, by some miracle, came back to life. And, you know, miracle, religion. Think of the scar on his chest, and it sort of flashes in your mind. You've seen something like this before. And the sort of religious whooping and the weapons sort of being thrown around, not thrown around, but sort of almost spun about the head. It reminds you of sitting in the stands back in Amon during the day of challenging. The as the warriors on the opposite side sort of called up towards the sky, and you see that mark, that X of lightning across the chest of Zarvolg. You think what you have all just experienced, witnessed, is nothing short of a miracle sent by Cord, the Stormlord, the god of war.
Yeah, that would be like I think as I would start to put those pieces together, that'd be a pretty big deal. Just given like the history with the Stormlord and like my people in Amon, so.
And as you have this acknowledgement, centaurs ride down and away into the darkness. And with that, you all get a long rest. Morning comes. It is still wet and soggy and awful, but morning comes. You all get up and you're all like got your hoods on and very much like trying to keep warm and unhook your tents. It's really shitty, muddy work. No, everyone must be feeling bad. And you'll hear, as everything's happening, Balthazar sort of lamenting the tragedy of his existence out here in the wilds. Says the mud and the rain, the filth in my fingernails. Low be those who travel the winding road. And he's just sort of lamenting his existence as he's realizing in this moment maybe why his mom and dad said he should probably stay in the city before he left. He's sort of like trying to keep the mud off of his nice tailored coat. He's all rain and the mud and the muck. Soldiers laying. And he's just sort of making up limericks of how awful everything is. But sure enough, you all get up on your horses, tuck yourselves in as tight as you can, and continue to travel the road, hoping the rain will stop. But Yvain, you know better. You checked last night.
I'm going to make copious use of shape water to pull the water out of my clothes. I choose for it to flow away from me.
Fair enough. You pull it out of your very clothes, only for it to be wet once more about 2 minutes later.
That's okay.
Ember's
It's a
non-
cantrip.
It's a cantrip, so you just do it again, and hopefully that'll be better.
Ember's nonstop wicking.
Right.
I have the tool. Why not use it?
Sure, no, yeah.
Might as well, might as well.
So I think probably, I mean, obviously it's miserable, but being sort of contemplative right now, I'm probably going to kind of, consider being soaked by the rain, right?
Yeah.
Contemplate being soaked by the rain, and at some point I'll ride up to Yvain and kind of pat the haunch of her horse and just kind of mutter, "I didn't mean that," and then ride off.
All right.
Undercommon behind him very loudly, she's going to say, "The fuck you didn't."
Fair enough, because he totally did.
All right. Roll ride. It's not exactly a day for long conversation from the sheer volume of the rain hitting the muddy ground. Your horse is clopping along. Your horse is getting muddy. Your dog is a little sort of head low as he's soaked, and all of you making your way on your horses, blankets, whatever, just trying to keep dry unsuccessfully. And at the end of the day, nothing is going to befall you, but you will get to the edge of the By Hills River on the Suncut roadway. Yvain, make me a history check. Or a survival check. You may pick either or.
Survival, thank you so much.
No problem. What'd you get? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking it's gonna be full war.
What's the number?
26. I'm sorry.
26. You... you come upon a bridge at the end of the day. You're like, all right, let's camp on the edge of the bridge, and you recognize this bridge. You're like, where have I seen this bridge before? And you remember traveling down the river all by yourself with a strange rabbit you just met, and meeting some travelers at this bridge, and they're like, no, Whitestone is that way. You're going the wrong way. And you're going, oh my god, thank you so much. Okay, I'll start heading that way. And for whatever reason, don't quite turn hard enough and travel across the dividing plains to get to Stilben by accident. You recall, this is the river you traveled down when you were trying to get to Whiterun so long ago. Or Whitestone, excuse me. This is the bridge where you actually changed path because you realized you were going the wrong way.
Can we stop? Can we stop? I know, please.
You
can
are
we stop?
stopping. You're setting up camp.
Awesome. Ember, can we look at the map? Where are we in the map? Point it out.
At which point I'm going to minor illusion the map.
Yeah, because you don't want to take it.
Well, more importantly, I have keen mind, and I now have skill with cartographer's tools. So we will be keeping a digital map readily available.
Incredible. That is Ember is the new GPS. For the most part. You turn it on between you and Zarvolg. Actually, you don't really need Zarvolg for this one. It's the only bridge on the road so far. You click it open, and if any of you are looking at Roll20 right now, you are on the Suncut roadway, making your way over a bridge that travels across the By Hills River. And you're like, begin tracking your path, and you're like, okay, Terra's there. And you're like, okay, the Wildwood is where everything happened. You're like, all right, and you start to get where you are, and you You know that this is where you were told by some travelers, you're going the wrong way, you're following the river the wrong direction, you want to follow this road north. And you're like, okay, and didn't follow the road by accident, and ended up in Stillben.
All right, we're making camp.
Yes, you are.
I think after they've gotten semi-settled in, or whatever, to a reasonable degree, despite the stiffness that I believe is still in his muscles, because I don't think anybody actually did like a heal.
Yeah.
Zarvolg's probably gonna. He's not wearing his breastplate anymore anyway, so probably strip off the top of his clothes, take himself down to bare legs, and with kind of a renewed sense of discipline, begin going through whatever the warrior melee version of kata is, kind of working his way through the motions, training with Fen, etc. But it's certainly more structured and purposeful, right? Like he's purposely training.
Very military.
Yeah.
I imagine this isn't very different than what you probably do, Finch. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine Finch probably does martial practice, especially with your squire.
Yeah.
So yeah, you all see, and I think for you, Finch, being the one person privy to the religious possibility of what happened, very on cue the next day, you see a sort of shirtless in the cold rain, more disciplined Zarvolg going through very precise sword motion, or glaive motion probably, because that's what he has.
Yeah, definitely practicing with, and trying to get better with wielding the glaive effectively and precisely. Yeah.
Yeah, practicing with the glaive.
While Zar is doing that, can I kind of make my way over to him, and not be up in his space, but
Yeah.
at a decent proximity, he would know that I was there.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, by the way, the rain has stopped. But yes, go ahead.
And I'm gonna kind of sit, and I am going to grab my amulet and start casting a spell.
Sure.
And after 10 minutes, I will have cast Zone of Truth.
All right. Zone of Truth goes off. Zarvolg, you are aware of this. You are aware that as this spell goes off, you are aware that Finch is trying to force the truth from you. Do you wish to submit to it, or do you wish to resist it?
No, I'll submit.
All right, you submit to the power of the zone. Finch, you are aware of this. That sort of Zarvolg turns his attention. He submits to the truth of what you're trying to pull from him.
Okay. So as long as he stays in that radius, I'm going to look at him and I'm just going to say, so what really happened out there?
And he kinds of nods, knowing that he hasn't.
Really quick, just to give Zarvolg the fair what he's capable of here. You must tell the truth, but that does not mean you must speak, Zarvolg. So Finch could ask you whatever they want. You could decide to remain perfectly silent, and that would be perfectly fine. The only thing you can't do is tell an intentional lie.
Right.
That's fair. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah,
that's all.
But no, he'll turn to Finch and kind of nod, understanding that he hasn't given a full answer up until now, and just start speaking and eventually say, the truth is that I don't actually know. There was a storm in the distance. I saw a face in the storm. I rode into it. I was pulled up into it. The storm itself seemed to be disappointed in me. And I was asked to consider what it is that I'm doing.
Is this a face you've seen before or a voice you've heard before?
Never.
Okay. And I will, yeah, I like obviously under the influence of the spell, I will take what he says, like face value, because it definitely seems like he's like being very genuine and saying he doesn't know. So I will,
Yeah, no, he super doesn't know.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure. With that, I will, it's not a concentration spell, so I'll drop it. I'll just end the spell.
Sure.
Okay. And I will, just kind of nod and like honor what he said, and I will leave him to, practicing what it is that he's doing, just like out of respect.
Okay. No problem. Okay. And with that, you are left. As you practice Zarvolg. Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah, no,
He's
he's
practice contemplatively, I'm sure.
yeah, no, he's working on, so his, again, he's a fairly sensitive dude despite his demeanor, and he's working on trying to work out like anything crude about his fighting style, right? More, more precision, more intention, less instinct, etc.
Understood. Perfect sense. And you may do so. Okay. Working away, trying to become a better ranger. Is there anything else anyone would like to do at camp on the edge of the river here? I'll try and be better about remembering that you can hunt while you travel, by the way. I forgot about that last session.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I guess Ember can summon food now, so I'm fine with if we just assume the combination of the two.
Okay. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. You just let me know. You let me know if you're like, I want to go hunt for some skins, because skins can, I mean, not as much money as you're making slaying demon incursions, but some money. So you just let me know. All right. If there's nothing else, you all begin to keep in mind, we're not worried about feed or food, thanks to the grace of Ember's cooking skills, his superpowers. But you two make sure to mark off your scribe day and your glass blowing day. Very important. And let's see. Tonight goes by without any issue. You will all hold watch as you please. Your squire. I'll tell you what. I think the first lesson is very important. So, do you think you have been teaching Beverly yet, or are you just waiting, or are you just sort of like letting Beverly go through learn the motions of discipline and sort of learn about basic labor before taking to the sword?
I was just going to ask you about that. No, I think, yeah, as we're on the road, like, I think I would start to teach her, like, obviously, like, have her observe, but I feel like maybe we would do some basic things like practical skills, like sparring, or like basic weapon work and stuff like that, like just stuff that was like convenient, like as we have downtime. So yeah, I think I would start to be, yeah, doing things with her, talking about like, I don't want to say like formal lessons, but like ending the day with like talking about like Bahamut and like those things, and like trying to explain to her like about the Platinum Dragon, maybe getting her to like recite the Oath of the Platinum Dragon like I do every morning, things like that. Just starting to teach her the ways.
The ways. No problem. She's very committed to like the discipline aspect. Polishes your armor. Very hardworking young lady. Sets up your tent, polishes your stuff, serves you your food on your plate. A real Samwise Gamgee to Frodo. Yeah, you start speaking to her of what she knows of Bahamut and the Platinum Dragon, and she does seem to know, like, what he stands for. She does understand his commandments. She does know his prayers. She knows the very basic stuff. but obviously doesn't understand like the theological philosophy behind it all, as
Right.
certainly not as well as you do. And I will say, much to Samar's encouragement, he was right that a lot of your learning comes from teaching, and you're sort of forced to review those early lessons about law and justice and order, and how Bahamut is unwavering in his adherence to good and to lawfulness. These are not things that he, lets slide by, so to speak. But there is, and then speaking like the difference between like the absolute authority of the god versus the immortal and what they're capable of, the mistakes they make, and
Mhm.
where a mistake is allowed by Bahamut and where blatant disregard is an issue. And if you're going to speak to her of these things, and you can't help but be taken back by those early lessons and maybe refresh on things that are worth refreshing on. And yeah, you kind of like maybe show her some very basic defensive stances with like a stick.
Yeah.
And yeah, you start teaching her the basics, no problem. Start showing her like the simple weapon
Yeah.
training. There, here's you
Mhm.
hit
Or like
mace
the
very
wax
hard.
on, wax off kind of stuff.
You got it. She's like, why do I have to do this, Master
Exactly.
Miyagi? This is
Exactly.
bullshit. I want to go out with my friends.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't have any friends. We're on the fucking plains.
Bahamut is your only friend now.
You only need Bahamut. Look at me, Bahamut's my friend. How did I turn out? I turned out great. I'm a high paladin. What are you? I'm a squire. That's right.
That's right.
Okay, Beverly, but Beverly's a good student. She does her best to be a
Yeah,
good student.
for sure.
And oh no, what is that little red dot on my screen? Hopefully that's not my screen dying. Okay. You all have a long rest. You may all hit the button. You may all wake up. You may all be Ember will cook something delicious. You'll have a nice, slow, easy morning. You'll have a little food as Ember takes his break. You have a smoke. You do a little morning weapon training, Finch and Zarvolg perhaps, and it's good living. And the bard sits and twangs away at his lyre, and maybe begins to start telling tales from the many volumes of stuff you have done in Western and beyond. Begins to start creating your legends, so to speak.
Can I ask an above the table question really quickly?
Of course.
In regards to the spell Find Steed, is that something that has to just like because like again, obviously we're traveling, so I want to make sure that I'm like managing this appropriately. So like every time we're traveling, if I want to use that mount, do I have to cast that spell and mark off a spell slot, or is it something that is cast once and then that steed is like in existence until it's like how does that work?
Yeah, it's in existence until it's destroyed or banished.
Or dismissed. So like I cast
or
it
dismissed.
once and then it just exists until it's destroyed or banished, and then I have to cast it again.
Yeah, consider
Okay.
it immortal. So until it's killed or you send it away, it will remain. You only need to cast the spell once, and that mount
Okay.
will be around until. But if you want to change its form, you need to recast it. So if you're
Okay,
like,
that makes sense. Okay, I just
I
wanted to
wanna
make sure,
ride
like,
it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I wasn't like that I was being honest in terms of like my spell slot usage. So, okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But yeah, you're good. As long as you have cast it that first time, you'll be fine. And it
yeah.
will.
No, I'm gonna keep it a warhorse for now until I can get my direwolf.
Oh
What-
man.
What's Gandalf's horse name again?
Shadowfax,
Yeah.
the
So it's-
master of all horses, the god of all horses.
You essentially whistle for it, and Shadowfax shows up whenever you
Yeah,
like.
it's
Mhm.
dependent on you, but I imagine you all absolutely have that moment where like,
It's a
whether
badass
it's in the
celestial
street-
horse.
yeah, you guys get out of Western, and as Finch like looks over the plains, like says a prayer to Bahamut, or sort of closes their eyes and focuses, and as they open their eyes, what do you think your steed looks like? Shadowfax, like a white-maned horse?
Yeah, I think so, especially because I know that I can choose if it's like a celestial or like there's like several different being types. I think because I'm a celestial being, it would also be celestial. And yeah, I think it would be pretty like ethereal in appearance, just like that white, like majestic look, similar probably to the horse that Kima gave me as a joke because she's so funny. But yeah, something like that.
Not a white maned horse, a platinum maned horse.
Yeah, 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 almost like as
Ooh.
it like kind of in the sunlight like shimmers. Yeah, you would almost think it was like
Yeah.
iridescent a little bit.
Hell yeah. This beautiful white. So as you all stepped out of West Run, Finch said was like looking very prayer contemplating like paladins, right, getting ready for a fucking journey. They gotta pray to God for a journey. And as you stepped out, indeed you did pray for a safe journey, one that was swift, and a beautiful, strong, broad-bodied, taller than all the other horses here at camp, uh beautiful celestial spirit of a horse with a white mane, uh white coat, and as the sun hits it, you can sort of iridescently see that's almost bluish silver color that is platinum sort of iridescently shine off the coat of this horse. It is a gorgeous mount that any prince or king would slay for.
Absolutely.
Paladins have it cool. That
Fucking
cool
fun.
mount.
Cool now.
Fucking fun. Okay. Sweet. You all have a long rest and you guys can continue traveling. The weather forecast for today is
It's gonna
just
rain.
it's a little cloudy. Not rainy today, just a little cloudy. So the birds and the bees are back out.
Surprised you
Um,
hasn't done any animal spotting.
it's true. It is worth noting that it's cold, guys, especially the rainy day yesterday. I'm not gonna make you all roll con saves for it, but it was cold. That was icy rain. Like it was damn near hail at one point. You guys are getting close to you're in fall. Your fall's turning into winter lately, so you kind of picked the right time to cross the country before the true snow falls. All right.
And
Okay.
we all have winter gear.
We
We
all have winter
did it.
gear.
We
Yes, you
all have
did.
winter gear.
No problem. Yes, you did. Okay. All right. Let's see how much traveling you did today. All right. You get to the end of the L. Get to the end of Silvercut today. There we go. Oh boy. You thought it was going to be a nice day out. You'd be mistaken. Let's see how traveling goes, folks.
Right? The Tailspire water is looking great.
Oh, thanks. Well, I mean, it's technically Tailspire. Looking good, but
No,
I'll
but it
take
looks
anyway.
good. It looks great.
Good, glad to hear it. All right, let's see what the glasslands have for you. What the fuck? I guess. I mean, why not, right? Okay, then. Where are you? Dude, what the fuck? Why are these things happening? That's dumb. I'm re-rolling. What? No. Oh. Feel free to roleplay a little bit here while I figure out what's about to happen to you on the road.
Only
That's
the
almost
best
as
thing.
terrifying as you saying last night, I don't have enough D6s.
Well, I'm trying to find something, cool to happen to you guys, not just like whatever.
Not just traveling. That's boring.
Yeah, honestly though.
If Vane gets hit in the neck by a snake.
Oh God, not again?
Not again.
Well, curses.
I will say, if I don't know if anyone has a passive perception that is better than average, and I'll let you decide what it has been. Because she will have been making active attempts to mask it.
I have a 16. Does that count?
Dang.
Yeah, actually. She's so pissed off at you. She's so angry at you. Oh my God. There's you did not realize you didn't think sweet little Yvain was capable of the kind of deeply visceral anger that she's very clearly experiencing. And maybe you're the only one that can tell because she's really, really working on masking it. But she looks like she is an incendiary device that could explode at any fucking second. And you're reasonably sure that if a random snake came flying out of nowhere, she cast her highest level spell without thinking and dare anyone to say a fucking word.
Well,
Because
let's roll an
now
insight check
she
on
wished
all
the
that.
motherfucking would. If his passive perception is that good, he knows how pissed off she is.
Go ahead and roll an insight check,
Okay.
Zarvolg, for all that.
Oh, 17.
Yeah, you're aware that whatever you said deeply hurt Yvain. Deeply hurt Yvain in a way that enrages her.
Oh, come on now. I had just died.
Don't.
Come on, man, I just died.
Don't.
Calm down. Yeah, Ryan got it.
Damn, that must die. Even the Stormlord's like, oh no.
That ain't the move, my guy.
No, I wouldn't even do that. No. I mean, that's war for you.
Power word kill.
You know,
Oh no.
On your best day, it's unlikely you'll lie to me in my room. So, own up to it. But don't be a fucking spineless coward and say you didn't mean it. No, I know.
He just kind of nods and walks off.
I got something good for you, but it's gonna take a minute, so keep going.
She goes into the forms that she learned at the fucking Cobalt Reserve. And she's no monk, and she knows it, but this is how they fucking connect to Ioun. This is how they do it. And right now, she needs to connect to a fucking god. It's right now because she's gonna lose her shit. She's real pissed off for a lot of reasons. Oh God, for so many reasons. For so many reasons. Because honor and this fucking scroll, and now Zarvolg being a piece of And then like the whole, who are these people who are fueling the genies and then wanting to go to the Ashari, right? Like it's so fucking much right now. So yeah, she's gonna take a minute and be like, I don't know why this works, but I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna believe in this. I'm gonna believe if I go to these fucking stupid forms first thing in the fucking morning enough. Zayun's gonna put her fucking hands on me and be like, oh hey. I'll be like, oh hey, homie, wild mother, right? You're my bitch, right? Yeah, listen. Could you help her out? Because she's clearly needing it. But she is trying really hard to math.
Anybody else?
I'm just working on a quill. Trying to stay out of the way.
Just hitting in the background. Yeah, this is gonna take not too much of a hot. Man, you guys got so many horses and people I gotta fucking put down here. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna kind of prep it while we do the whatever's happening here. I'm gonna try and do the minimum.
What's worse, our current adventuring party or all of the baddies that you had to set up for that Sunday game? At one point, Ryan was like, "Oh, my screen is freezing because I have so many stat blocks that I have to pull up." We were like, "What?"
That seems like too many baddies.
It was
like an indicator.
Insane. I don't remember how many mobs we said in total it was, but it was silly.
It ended up being like 8 counts in initiative, and 4 of them were swarms. Yeah.
Right. And that cute regenerating troll, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So dope. Okay, this is probably good enough. Okay, folks. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna start laying down your minis, but this will do for the time being.
Minis!
Minis! Okay. So, you're traveling across the Suncut roadway. And as... Oh, I gotta work while I talk. While you're doing this, you see some smoke up ahead. What do you do? What do you think? What do you say?
Oh, I'm going to Eyes of the Eagle that shit.
Ah, you flip on the Eyes of the Eagle. Make me a perception check at advantage, because you got him. How many horses do I have to lay down here? You got 4. Beverly, Balthazar, and what's his name, the old guy?
Yeah, Destro. 16 at advantage.
You look ahead across the plain. I don't know why there's so many goddamn trees on this map, because this is a plain, but whatever. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it. I'm not going to go ahead and edit all that. You see a smoking wreckage of a fairly large wagon train.
All right, I'll pass that on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, smoking wagon train.
Seems that travelers, merchants possibly on the road, were attacked.
Looks like merchants were attacked. looks at Finch. This seems like your kind of thing.
Like, are you getting the sense that there are bystanders in need of help?
This is post whatever happened. They're like,
Yeah.
people are,
Yeah.
it's been attacked.
Right.
You don't see people around.
Okay, I think that's what, like, obviously I
you
wouldn't
can
know.
only, telescopically, especially across a plane, you can only see so much, right? So like, you see like the tops of burning wagons, but you don't see any people walking around.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that. What is our thought on, do we want to go check it out or do we want to fuck off? I mean, I know what I feel, but I don't want to influence the rest of the party.
If it's a merchant caravan, there's probably people who are injured. I don't know why we're sitting here dithering.
I would go check it out at the time.
Then onward we go.
Then huzzah!
Then huzzah!
What is the marching order, folks?
Czar in the front, right? Because he's the one who was able to spot it.
Me in front, I'm sure.
And then I'll go right behind him.
I'll behind
so
after
close.
that.
I'm so close to getting this all done, people. Hang on, hold on with me.
You know, worry.
Just got to get Sinestro in there because, of course, just in case I need to kill him for some reason.
Don't kill my glass blowing mentor.
You're going to have to learn the glass blow from someone else.
We'll put the non-combatants after Yvain, and I will pick up the last spot.
I'll tell you what,
Thanks, Eric.
I'll tell you what, Balthazar says, if you all want to go along and take a look at things, I do have bardic magic and some skill. I could look after our less than capable friends while you all check out.
And
your
Vane will
horses.
look at him and say, we didn't bargain for this. So we will negotiate for this separately and we'll have to pay. I will not take advantage of this. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And be right on our way.
Oh, you're nice to him.
Don't push her, Luxar.
Well, in fairness, you're probably going to have to buy me a new horse.
You do
soon, 'cause I'm
realize
gonna-
eventually you're going to get to the chamber that has the bullet into it, right?
Right.
At some point, you should stop pulling the trigger.
Yvain can wild shape people into things, right? So like that'd be kind of
yeah.
cool to like wild shape Zara out of spite into something annoying.
A field mouse.
A field mouse, yeah. A cockroach.
Ben's like,
right.
There are things that are so much worse. There are
Right.
things that are so much worse that she could do to him.
That's what I'm saying. Don't
And
piss
if
off the
he's
druid.
smart, he knows it. If
Okay.
he's smart, he knows it.
Polymorph him into a dwarf. That would be fantastic.
Oh no, that's worse. That's worse.
into the dwarf.
You're not a dirty dwarf.
A dirty dwarf? Zarvolg.
At some level, there's something very deeply Batman about Yvain.
Look, there's your little guys. I did it. There's your little adventuring party on the road,
Yeah.
Awesome.
making your way across the countryside. Thank
Take
you
him
for your
away, take
patience.
him away.
I admit I'm not going to do too much moving of your characters unless it's necessary. But you guys ride Ed in like a slow canter, keeping your eye on thing, passive perception up, active. You see bodies laying around, folks. You come across smoking wreckage, massive wagon train, bodies laying about.
No.
Yeah.
That.
Ooh.
As we approach, can I start to like investigate? Like, if there, like you said, there's bodies, can I start going up to them and doing medicine checks to see if they are alive or can be like healed with magic?
Yeah, you jump off your steed. Your steed is smarter than others, so it can be, and you can telepathically commune with it, so it's, going to go wherever you want it to go.
Mhm.
Make me an investigation check as you start looking over the rubble.
Okay.
No medicine check required. These people are dead.
Oh, okay. So that's a
You start
nat
going through the bodies.
nat 20, but my investigation is -2, so 18.
Oh no. You're like, gotta look good for the squire, but I don't use my thing. You go looking around and let's see here. You go looking around and people here have been cut down by weapons. People here were killed, attacked. This was a raid, by no doubt in your mind. And amongst everything, you find a unholy symbol. Sort of pull one up. You find this one symbol sort of in the mud. It depicts, I'll tell you what it shows. I've got to give you your Stormlord handout, guys.
Oh,
Because you guys figured out the Stormlord is a thing.
Did they share that, or did they keep it between themselves? Because
No,
now-
I don't.
Well,
I
hang-
don't
hang
think they've
on.
mentioned it yet.
Yeah, I didn't mention it to anybody. I feel like like Finch respects like religion as like private, and I feel like I would have because Zar didn't say anything about the Stormlord, and like based off of his response, like he didn't acknowledge like that he is like he's never mentioned like being a follower of the Stormlord, but like I would have just probably kept that private.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair. So that's private. But you look at the unholy symbol, and in the center of it is an eye that is crying a single bloody teardrop. You
Oh,
have encountered this before.
I
this is-
have.
Do we
right?
recognize it? Because I feel like we recognize that.
You
Look,
recognize
I
it
have
as
one
the
in my bag.
you recognize it as the symbol of the ruiner.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is gross.
Oh shit.
Are we thinking Ravagers already?
Yeah. All right. Can I get a little primeval awareness going on?
You said humanoids, and do you have your greater yet?
No, just humanoids.
You summon your primeval awareness. What's the range? What's the mile
5
radius?
miles.
5 miles. That's pretty good. You sense for about 5 miles, nothing much except for 8 humanoid signatures surrounding you all. And as
then-
you
go ahead.
look up, you see sort of coming out of the brush, you kind of have like you get your bow ready or your crossbow ready. You see coming out of the brush, not barbaric Ravager ruiners. You see what look to be like mercenary types. They have, they're wearing splint armor, and they have long swords across their backs and short swords at their hips. They look to be like mercenaries, about all of them. All of them have their hands on their blades, though. Everyone doesn't seem to trust everyone right now. They say, "Who goes there? Who are you?" Speak!
Somebody with a face want to talk? You want me to go?
We're
we're
the
the
Aurora Concordant from Western, headed to Amman, and you are?
I will cast guidance on Ember in that moment.
We're gonna have a persuasion check first, remember. I will say, I'm just gonna let you know, casting spells is like drawing your gun, by the way.
Oh, all right. Then never mind. Then never mind. I won't. Then
27.
Yeah, in this kind of situation, if you bring your hand up and say a magic word, people are like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this," you know?
Okay. Then never mind. Never mind. Change my mind. Sorry.
27.
No worries. 27. They kind of like all look at each other. They kind of nod at one another, and they go, "We're the Road Warriors. We came across this caravan. We didn't know who you were. We thought you might be coming back. But you came down the way from Western Way."
Yes.
They all kind of nod at each other. Things calm down. Hands come off the swords. Go. All right. Mind if we speak?
By all means. Have you been here long?
Not too long. We came across these sorry swords, and well, we heard you all coming down the road, and we thought you might have been whoever done this come back. So we took to the brush to see what would happen, but you don't seem like the caravan slaughtering types. I'm Joel, by the way. This is my band of mercenaries.
Ember. This is Zarvolg. High Paladin Finch.
Pleasure.
Vane.
See.
And our entourage.
Very good. I see. You're a little adventuring party then, huh?
We are travelers.
They're kind of looking around at each other. You get the sense that they very much thought you were who had done this, and that they were about to ambush you and save the day on their face. But the more you talk, Ember, being quite the persuasive fellow, very quickly diffuses the situation. They're all kind of nodding at each other. Comfort is quickly coming to these people.
Were there any left alive?
We'd only just got here. The ones that we'd looked through, no, are no, not alive. Sorry to say.
I'll go through and do some hand whiffery and snuff out the flames that are there.
You cast your hand around and the flames quickly begin to go out. No issue there. You can go around and start doing a little firefighting.
Yeah, 5 foot cube at a time.
Yeah, no issue. They're only like, I kind of put them everywhere, but the places aren't, it's not like an inferno. They're like little scant flames of what's left, yeah.
With their bodies, is there anyone I can examine to see if they were alive? Can I try to save anyone?
Make me an investigation check to see if you can find anybody who seems to be breathing.
Okay, 14.
14.
Mhm.
You look through. No signs of life. It's very easy to tell if someone's breathing or not. Put your cheek to their thing, check their pulse, go from body to body, men and women. They look to be, some of them look to be laborers, but others don't. Others are dressed a little mercenary-like, but aren't equipped with weapons at all. You find some wands amongst these bodies, but builders and people sort of toting small arcane objects like wands and crystals.
I will compile everything for Ember and to examine.
Okay.
I'm guessing there's no one to say up.
All right. We go, well, yeah, as you can see, nothing left, unfortunately. Do you have any idea who done this?
No.
Well, real shame. Real shame. We try to, keep an eye on the roads. It's sort of our thing. It's what we try and do. But we don't get out to all of them. You know, there's often a debate about whether the roads are safer or the wilds are safer. In the wilds, you got beasts and monsters and whatever roams around the plains, but here on the roads, well...
You have beasts and monsters.
You have a way with words, friend. Yes, beasts and monsters. Yes, Yvain.
Above the table, can you show me roughly on the map where we are?
Yeah, if we want to get a little more exact about it, I think the road warriors are still kind of in a similar position. They seem to have calmed down with all of you, but they look like they know what they're doing. You know, words can be deceiving. Joel has approached all of you. Finch, you're still looking over the bodies. Ember, you said you were doing a little, probably on horseback, doing a
Yeah,
little firefighting.
might as well.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, might as well.
I'll, well, never mind. This might
He's
not
already
be.
doing it, so you...
What I guess what I'm asking for is, and this may not be the time for that. This may be a question for another time. Is where on the map?
Oh, just go look at the Roll20. You guys are a little past the bridge on the Silvercut Highway, on the dividing plains, getting closer to the crossroads.
The bridge to Terabithia?
No, the bridge to Vestron.
I just saw. Right, because I figured we hadn't passed the Iron Seat Ridge or the front of the Arch Heart. I just wanted to. I don't
no,
have
we
an
haven't
idea of how long it takes to travel from A to B, and that's what I'm trying to get an idea. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, okay, make... I'd say that's pretty tricky to figure out, especially
Okay.
considering you don't have a map. I think Ember would have an easier time trying to figure that out if you were to trying to figure that out. But yeah, like you've never done the trip before either, right?
Not like this, no. But I would no.
Okay. Joel says, "Well,
I'll try to make it part of the evening brief."
Cool. We have this many days till arrival. Yeah, you. Joel says, "Well, real shame then. You'll. Sorry, it's hard not to be distracted when such things happen. You're from Westron. You're headed to Amon. Are you all you're mercenary types then?"
I'm a merchant's factor. I made some arrangements for goods to be sent.
Goods to be sent, huh? Make me a deception check.
14.
14. He seems to just kind of nod. He seems to be drinking your Kool-Aid. He goes, "Well, you for a merchant, you carry a rather strange group with you. Paladin and a hobgoblin, sir. Don't see a lot of those north."
Well, traveling, whether it's by road or by wilds, is often a case of strange bedfellows.
You can say that again. Got a couple myself. All right. Well, if that's the case, you're just strange merchants, but merchants nonetheless. We'll leave you be, and we'll get back on the road. Feel free to pass if you need or what have you.
I think we need to look to see if there's any identification on these poor folk, and probably should give them some sort of rest.
Well, it's real kind of you folk. Well, we'll leave you to that business. A lot of road to keep an eye on, and unfortunately, if we stop to bury everyone who got attacked on the road, well, wouldn't be a lot of road patrolling. All right, have a good day. Keep safe. Keep your eyes out. Sort of, and the men all kind of fall into line, and they just kind of walk past your crew and make their way back the way you were going. You start wanting to bury them?
Yeah. Well, we're working on that. I want to, go through the non-burned parts of the wagons to see if, there's a personal journal, a writ of what they're carrying, so we know where they're coming from, maybe.
All right.
Anything like that.
Yeah. Make me an investigation check, Ember.
Gold, treasures, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to burn my inspiration because I'm not keeping that. That's better. That'll be a 26.
26. You will surmise a couple of things, Ember. First of which, if there was any material wealth on these wagons, it is gone. There are rations and water in the back cart, but the front two carts were transporting probably one thing based on the number of bodies here. People. Workers. They seem to be traveling in the direction of Westruun. Westruun is always undergoing work. And more than that, Ember, after some extensive investigation, you find there's a number of people who look like basic laborers, look like they've been laboring all their life, calloused hands, broad, stronger looking, and then people who are not. And they would be the people that Yvain secured crystals and wands and such from. These people have on their person mercenary mage contracts for building. They seem to be members of the League of Miracle. And they had been contracted to do some rebuilding in Westruun.
And I will pass that along once it becomes evident who
So,
it is.
Anna's colleague.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think so.
This wasn't a battle. This was an ambush. Throat slit, stabbed in the back, carved hard in the chest. There's no signs of spells having gone off in opposition. This was very much a ambush massacre. If they had coins in their purses, those coins are gone. There is food and water left, but some seems to have been taken for whoever came through. Difficult to tell how much was there before and how much after, because you know, they were on the road for a while, so you don't know when they're supplied. Possibly Kaimo?
As we're kind of looking through everything, and you know, it's becoming apparent what's happened. Zarvolg just kind of, you know, gently reminds everybody, there's no one else around.
Ember will look to Finch. Burial or cremation?
I think the easiest thing at this point would probably be cremation, right?
Probably.
Certainly easiest.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, out of all due respect, I just don't think that we have the time or wanting to waste the energy to do a burial. So I think cremation would be easiest and still respectful. So I'll start like collecting the bodies respectfully.
Sure. Yeah, you guys all collect the bodies, you put them in a pile. As respectfully.
We'll break down one of the wagons for
Like a pyre.
The pyre.
Yeah, you guys get out some. You start tearing boards apart to the best of your ability. I don't think anyone here has any kind of axe or anything like that, but you can start beating it up.
I have a hand.
Or you got a hammer. Finch has a fucking hammer. You can just start.
Yeah.
Yeah, hand axe, magical war hammer. Certainly enough to beat up a caravan, enough to make a wood pyre. Make a wood pyre, use as respectfully as you can, pile the people up on it, and you light a flame. The smell is not great. And, yeah, but you do know that a really big important, like, people typically believe in burial around here, but cremation works in a pinch because the biggest concern with dead bodies after illness is if they are going to be risen from the dead, which is why funeral rites are done, to protect the bodies from being turned to undeath. But cremation works just as well, for there cannot be returned to unlife if they are dust. And you cremate the bodies, keeping an eye on the surroundings, making sure nothing catches. This will take a little while to do. Yeah.
While they're doing that, can I discern the ambushers' footprints away from the caravan? Apart from the road warriors, obviously.
You want to make a survival check, pull an Aragorn, see where Merry and Pippin went?
Yep.
Fair enough. Make me a survival check.
I think I get added advantage because they're humanoids, right? For tracking.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Got a 13.
13. 13. At advantage, you got a 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. With a +6 added advantage, got a 13.
Oh shit.
This was fairly recent. Or here, let me look at my tracking DC. You got a 13. You see the footprints around. You see the road warrior footprints. Luckily for you, as I had almost forgotten, it had recently rained around here, which means the ground is a little muddy, which means that your DC is going to drop, because footprints are going to last a little longer than in just regular dirt. This is more going to be mud here and there. It's difficult still, but you find here and there footprints. You kind of find what their footprints look like so that you can ignore them. It's difficult to see. It's a mess, you know, and there's only so much to be found because you didn't roll terribly well. But one thing is certain is that this happened recently. This happened from the time you arrived. It happened less than an hour before.
And I can not tell a general direction of exit?
You can't find any footprints leading away from the caravan. The ground's a little difficult to tell with a 13, I'm afraid to say. I'll tell you what. Yeah, you see footprints here and there, but nothing you can distinguish into like a pattern. You can't like put together anything. Unfortunately, you just didn't roll well enough.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't find anything leading away from the caravan, other than, of course, the road warrior footprints.
Beverly is with us, right? Yes.
Yeah, Beverly's with you. She's hanging back with Balthazar and.
What about Fen? Can we have Fen roll?
You want Fen? Yeah. Make me a perception check at advantage.
Fen's a tracking monster. Hold on.
Yeah, Fen. See if Fen can pick up a scent. You give him the amulet to pick up a scent from.
Oh yeah.
Finch, did you share that the ruiner amulet? Finch?
Yeah, I think I would show that to the party.
All right, cool.
And then I think too, maybe I would question like if that's something like that we should like I guess before like while we were collecting the bodies, if like I would have consulted the party to see if that's something we should have searched for and kind of like collected, like to kind of clear from the scene, right? Or like burned with them. Like I don't know if we would recognize like if those would melt or burn, but like not leaving those behind, I guess.
You only find the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I would have inquired to the party if that, our thoughts about that. So I guess I would have just taken it and shown it to everyone.
With advantage and his bonus for keen hearing and smell.
Mm-hmm. Advantage.
Ben's got a dirty 20.
Nice.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you give him the scent. He sort of starts smelling around, looking around as you sort of burn the bodies. Fen sort of like goes to the end of the train, sort of sniffs all around the caravan, and then he starts going down the road in the direction the road warriors went.
So we have him tracked.
And yeah, he definitely seems to have caught the scent.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. You can decide to follow Fen to the scent, or you can,
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll ask the group, do we want to track?
I'm just as happy to put them away so they can't do this again.
Yeah,
because they certainly will.
Yeah, this is a pretty horrific crime.
All right, track it is.
All right. You all saddle up and you all head down the road.
Yes, sir.
Right. Got it.
Just as more of like an RP thing, like before we would have done all that, I think as like Zar and Fen were doing like their tracking, I think just since we've been talking about Beverly, I would have like called her to the front and like used it as an opportunity to just talk about like honor and death and like talked about like respect and like how we honor that in battle and in things like that, and just try to tie it back to the other things I was teaching her. And like, I'll recite maybe not like a prayer to the Platinum Dragon, because like I don't want to be disrespectful to like the people that like we've found, but just like a more generic blessing, and just like let her observe that.
I would say that like you may not know their religious beliefs, but you being a high paladin of the faith, whether they believe in it or not, blessing them in the name of Bahamut would still be considered an honor. It's like a guy like me who isn't particularly religious going into like St. Peter's Cathedral and still being like, wow, this is impressive.
Okay.
It's still a tremendous honor, whether people like Bahamut or not, for a high paladin to bless them in the name of their god. That's still a very big thing.
Yeah, then that's what I would do. And I would like just demonstrate that to her, like again, like honor and death, and just trying to use it as like a lesson a little bit in like respect.
She has a couple of specific questions for you, actually.
Okay.
She'd say, I hope you don't mind my asking, you talk of, you're telling me that like Baphomet or Bahamut, not that one. Bahamut is a pretty lawful person.
Bahamas.
I guess I'm just yeah, Bahamas. I guess I'm just curious. When you saw someone was possibly, in trouble, you asked the group if it was okay if we went and did, you went off and paladined, to protect people. You kind of saw if it was okay with everyone to protect people. Why was that a question?
For me, there's like a little bit of a duality there. I mean, I have my allegiance to this traveling party, and we have been traveling, and I am sworn to protect them. They're my compatriots. We have been together for some time now, so I have an allegiance to them, just as I have an allegiance to protect the innocent. So when it comes to situations like that, sometimes I have to weigh a little bit of the morality, because I wouldn't want to leave this group that I've been sworn to protect behind, while also evaluating what is best for, those we may come across. So in time, I hope that that's something that you'll continue to learn. And I'll be happy to point out those situations if you still continue to have questions. But yes, these are, this group, and I'll like gesticulate, to the group around, and I'll just say, these are, these are my compatriots, and we are a party, and I wouldn't just abandon them in the name of protecting the innocent. There is a fine balance there that you need to start to learn how to discern a little bit as you continue your teachings.
Oh, you're protecting the group. Okay. I guess, how do you discern? Like, when do you decide, like, how do you choose between protecting the innocent and protecting the group?
That's a good question. I think that it is situational. This group here is also very strong. They're not weaklings by any means. I think that you've seen them flex, or maybe you haven't. You've seen just the beginnings of them flexing their powers. So in a way, I don't believe that if I were to I'll say wander off, if you will. I wouldn't necessarily be like overtly concerned they wouldn't be able to defend themselves, but also we are a party and we have loyalty to one another. So just trying to balance that out. I think it, like I said, is very situational. And it would really depend on the urgency of the opposing threat as to whether or not I would make the decision to stay with the party or inquire with the party versus making that decision on my own and going to do what I felt was right in that moment.
Okay. Okay, I think that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good questions.
She looks a little, pleased, and she is learning. You can tell she often comes to you with these like, it kind of, you're like, damn, I wish I had a stupider squire sometimes, because every now and then she comes to you with these like troubling philosophical, like,
right.
Like, okay, let's say
existential crisis questions.
Yeah, where she's like, okay, let's say Westrun wasn't being invaded by the Ravengers, and you knew your party couldn't save everybody, but you knew if they fought, they could save many innocents. Like, what do you do then? Do you let them die in the name of? Do you stand and fight, or do you run and like? And it's like, God, Beverly, just like fucking pitch by 10 sometimes. But she'll hit you every now and then with these like dubious, like, is protecting your friends more important than protecting like more lives, and like the train thing, like, is it okay, like, when do I pull the lever, and
right,
all this stuff. Okay, so you all turn around and you're gonna go tracking. This is gonna cut down on your travel time a little bit today, as you're gonna be backtracking. You guys broke down a caravan and burnt the bodies. I'm gonna say that took like, an hour. So you guys start traveling, following Fen on horseback, which is still pretty fast mode of transportation. And you guys travel for less than an hour, maybe like 45, 50 minutes. And Fen sort of stops Fen sort of like you guys see the road warriors ahead, just sort of like making their way down together. And Fen gets within like 50 feet and starts like and starts like viciously barking in their direction. And they all turn around, sort of surprised. And you see Joel kind of like wave at all of you and goes, hello again. Kind of gives you a broad like, what's up? And Fen's just like viciously like invader in the home, like just viciously barking at them.
Oh, hang on. Can we do a what do we do? Insight here? Are they lying
About what? They haven't said anything.
about being helpful?
Uh,
Are they the attackers?
I don't know. I mean, insight isn't like magical. Give you the answer. You have to investigate. You know.
While we, how close would you say like our party rides up to them?
Well, Fen's within like, I'd say like 40 feet, and you guys are behind Fen. So I'd say Zarvolg being at the head is about 50 feet.
Okay.
And then you guys can kind of like come up to the front next to Zarvolg and see what's going on.
Can I ride up next to Zar and like as we're starting to approach the party, can I start casting Zone of Truth?
Are you gonna ride right up to them?
I'm not gonna ride right. I'm gonna ride up next to Zar. So if we're in like, so the spell goes out 60 feet. So if we're within 50 feet, it's gonna hit them.
Okay.
And as I'm casting the spell, I'm gonna look at Zar and I'm gonna wink because he saw me cast it before. So like he knows that like I'm casting that spell now.
Got it. You, as a reminder, people are aware.
Yes, they are aware. Yes.
Okay.
But at least it gives us more of an opportunity to manipulate them to get an answer that we want.
Got it. You cast the spell. The spell goes off. Everyone in the party can choose to resist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or not resist. What's your DC?
It's a charisma save, DC 15.
They all, except like one guy fail, and it's not Joel. Some guy in the back's like, oh, I don't have to tell the truth. And Joel's like, fuck, I do. But they all kind of, you pushed up the zone. He goes, whoa, what's going on here?
I'm gonna minor illusion directly above my head.
Right.
That symbol for the Ravager.
Sure.
Did you all misplace this?
He goes, no, we didn't misplace that. You think we're Ravengers? We're not Ravengers.
Zarvolg kind of like mumbles to Finch. What are the attackers who made it look like Ravengers?
Mm-hmm. Can ask them.
Oh, shit. No. Okay. Sorry, horse tried to run away on me.
It did. It was flying for a minute.
They always try to fly away on me.
Did you have anything to do to what happened to the caravan that we just came from?
Anything to do?
Was that your doing? Was that your responsibility? Were you the ones that did that to those merchants?
Was that our responsibility?
Were you the ones that did that to those merchants?
They all kind of like look at Joel like, what's your problem?
Oh,
And he's
Hunter's Mark!
going,
That's a refusal to answer, my friend.
he's sort of like trying to speak, but whatever he's trying to get out isn't coming out. And you say like Hunter's Mark under your breath, and the Hunter's Mark appears, and they all draw swords all at once and he goes, you better stay back now. You're not gonna like how this goes.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna like how this goes.
He goes, we didn't do anything that wasn't right.
I see.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, roll
I think
initiative.
Yeah, I think at that part we be let's go, baby.
Whoopee!
Oh,
Here we go!
I can stay on my steed. I can ride into battle
Hell
on my
yeah.
steed.
You want to know what feels really good, Paladin?
Uh-huh.
Mounted combat.
On horseback with a lance. Nothing feels better in D&D than being on horseback with a lance.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
just
like I'll have to do that.
it's chef's kiss, baby.
I want to do that so bad.
If I'm mounted, my movement speed is what my mount is, right? That's 660 feet.
That's right. You also have a 10-foot reach. You could still wield your shield, and it's a D12 of damage if you hit. So you can ride by with your 10-foot reach and not hurt yourself.
Huh. Okay, I'll have to get used to that.
It's
May
the
have-
best feeling. It's like,
May have some
oh,
questions, yeah.
sorry, are you slow as fuck? Let me just bonk you. Let me bonk
Right.
you real quick. Lance, best weapon in the game if you're mounted, no doubt.
You're tempting me. I've been wanting to make a mounted combat character for so long.
They're great. Just don't be a cavalier fighter, because nothing in cavalier fighter has anything to do with being mounted.
Mhm, right? It's so deceptive. I was looking into that with Shroud, and I was like, oh no.
There's literally one feature that has anything to do with being mounted, and it's just that like you can't be dismounted, I think, or something like that, and that's the only feature that has anything to do with being mounted. I think there's actually I think there's like 2 subclasses that really should just be switched. I think it's like Purple Dragon Knight and Cavalier. I think if you swap the 2 of them, then it's like it makes much more sense. Like Purple Dragon Knight is definitely more for like horseback. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. Either way, don't do Cavalier. Can be made better. It's got feats. You shouldn't be too harsh. It's you can put some feats together. All right. I'm just gonna make Joel have a pink bottom. That's how you know it's Joel.
Like a baboon.
Exactly. Like a baboon. Like a baboon.
And you can wield a lance and a shield, right?
When you're mounted, yeah. If you get unmounted, it's a 2-weapon.
Got it.
2-hand weapon. Alrighty then. A little bit tough fighting. Okay, initiative's up. 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
19.
19.
Who wants to go first?
Good, Finch. I want to see what you do.
Me too.
Me too. Ember, what'd you get?
6.
Yvain?
10.
10. Very nice. Ember, what is your dex?
Dex is 16.
16. Fantastic. All right. Finch, you're up.
Okay. I think it's going to take me a hot minute to get used to doing any kind of mounted combat.
No problem. So just as a reminder about mounted combat, how it works, there are some rules there that I'm gonna do my best to keep up with. First and foremost, you can only mount or unmount your mount once a turn. So you can't like get off your
On and
mount,
off, yeah.
bonk somebody, get back on your mount. You can't do that. You can only mount or unmount once a turn. It's half of your speed to mount or dismount.
Okay.
And when you're mounted, your horse just goes with you on your turn, like completely synchronized. So your speed effectively is your horse's speed.
Okay.
Only I don't know how they distinguish it, but only a war horse can do like an actual attack. Like a riding horse and a draft horse can't do their hoof attacks. And they're treated sort of a familiar in that way, but a war horse can. So if you want your war horse to make an attack action, go for it.
Okay, cool. I think I'll have to add that stat block then to my, just so I can pay attention on my D&D Beyond, so I can have that stat block of the warhorse.
Got it.
And then do they take equitable damage, or is the damage split between the 2 of us? Because I read that like that's a part of the spell too.
No. It's a target.
Okay, so like if they are targeted,
Yeah.
that's how that
so
works.
if they try
Okay.
and slash you on the back of your horse, you're gonna take it. They try and attack your mount's gonna take it. They're
I
two
got it.
separate
Okay,
creatures.
so it's 2 separate things.
Yeah, and the last thing is that you can choose to either control your mount or allow it to act independently. Usually people control it because why wouldn't you? And it will do what you say, and you can control it as you please. If you want it to be independent, then I, the DM, will take control of it.
Got it. Okay.
That is to say, intelligent creatures, anything with an intelligence above, I think it's 6, will act independently. You cannot control
Got it. Okay. All right. So then with that, I'm trying to pull up the Warhorse stat block.
You could probably throw it in your extras tab if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to waste time right now.
No worries. I need to put on music anyway. Actually, tell you what. Why don't we take a break before we go into this combat? It's about 9:30 anyway. Give you a chance to get your block out, take a look at it. All of you can take out your horse blocks, take a look at it. And we'll be back in a minute. Paladin and Finch. So I'm gonna make so I reviewed the mounted combat rules. This is it. It's very simple. You have 2 choices on your turn: control your mount or not control your mount. To control your mount, you can take one of 3 actions on your mount: dash, disengage, or dodge. If they act independently, your mount does whatever the fuck it wants, including its own actions. It takes half movement to mount and dismount. You do it once per turn. That's it.
Okay.
And then, yep, that's all there is to it. So, and I'll guide you as required. So, you start us off. They've all drawn their short swords and long swords. What do you do?
So I am going to use my movement to approach the party.
The bad guys. No
The
problem.
baddies.
You want to just ride up to, what's his name?
And I think I'm gonna kind of like ride up and like whip my horse to the side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like, yeah. So like, my horse is like blocking that trail in front of them.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like, yeah, like as I'm riding up and like, just like I said, like whip it to the side a little bit.
You like rear the horse back. You look super cool, like Link on the bridge in Twilight Princess, and you block the road. What next? You're right in front of him. You're melee with Joel.
And so you said, does it matter? Like either I can attack first or my warhorse can attack first. Doesn't matter.
Sorry, that was my mistake. Your warhorse can't attack.
It can't. Okay, so I would say I do see it has the ability to. Like it has a.
Yeah. It has the action to do so. If you let it act independently, it might run up and do something like that.
Got it. But
as
it's
a rider,
okay.
You can't command it to attack.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so that makes life a little bit
still gets
easier.
opportunity attacks, so it still will attack if they run off, but
okay.
You can't, as an action, command your mount to attack.
I understand. Okay, like the spell that has the ability to do. Got it now. Okay. So as I like whip around, I am going to Joel's in the front, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and swing on him with my warhammer.
Boom! Go for it.
Okay, and that is a dirty 20 to hit.
Got it. A dirty
And-
20 will hit.
Yeah, and that is going to be I'm gonna do a smite, like a first level smite.
Got it. As a note, I keep forgetting that you've got Fine Steed up. Because you're a seamless unit and you're telepathic,
Mhm.
I'm gonna make you an exception to the rule. Yes, your mount will be able to take its attack action if you so choose. Because you're a seamless unit, you can mentally command it to do stuff. A rider using reins and bit and brittle will have a little more difficulty commanding an unintelligent creature, but in this case, I'll allow it.
Okay, so I'll still for this round, like I'll just follow along with that, and yeah, I'm gonna do a smite attack then. So that would be let's see here.
Yeah, how much to attack?
6, 7, 8, and then 12, 14 points of radiant damage. Yes, 14 points.
What was your to hit?
Dirty 20 to hit.
Right. Okay, yeah. And how much damage?
14 points of radiant damage.
Good job. What was the standard bludgeoning?
Oh,
Yeah, because you
that
smite, but you also get the original hit damage as well.
yeah, I think that was a, what did I roll? Like a
Sorry,
5?
5. Got
I
it.
think, yeah.
You were moving a little quicker than my brain was.
Sorry, I can say it out loud if it makes life easier.
Yes,
like,
life
okay.
out loud would be helpful. Thank you.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, you rear the horse aside and you bring your warhammer down and clock him in the head, and there's a boom of radiant energy, and he. What next?
And then I'm gonna use my second attack and go try and hit him again.
Second attack? What? Go for it.
Yeah, I get, let's see, that's a 16 plus 6, so that's 22 to hit.
22 will hit. Roll some damage.
And then I'm just gonna, it's just a regular hit with my Warhammer, so that is 6 plus 3 is 9 bludgeoning with the hammer.
Like a brass spell coming down to gong, you bring it down and it clocks him in the side of the head with a radiant boom, and then you smash him in the chest with your warhammer from the back of your steed. What
Okay.
next?
And then I am, so those are my 2 attacks, and then I am going to like telepathically command my warhorse, and in Celestial I'm gonna say get him. And it's gonna be let's see here. They have the ability to do trampling. No,
That's
hooves.
right.
Hooves attack. They have trampling charge and they have hooves attack.
Go for it.
So I'm just gonna do a hooves attack because trampling charge is like I would have done that first. So I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna roll to hit with that hooves attack then.
Got it.
That
Go for it.
is 13 plus 6 is a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Your horse runs into trample.
Okay, and then it's 2d6 plus 4. So that is 3 again. So that's 6 plus 4 is 10 bludgeoning damage.
10 bludgeoning damage additionally. Finch goes riding in, Warhammer forth, declares Fliasso in Celestial, and the horse knocks him in the head, and as he's reeling back, you boom, bam, unrelentingly smash into this guy with holy retribution. Anything else?
No.
All right. There you go. Now the path is truly and well blocked. Zarvolg, what do you do?
Oh yeah. All right. So I've already got Hunter's Mark on Joel.
Mm-hmm.
So let me actually, I guess first I'm going to dismount.
Okay, half movement dismount. You're going left or right side. Where do you want to dismount to?
I'll dismount to the right side and let me push Broom off to the left. Kind of like
right.
encourage
kinda...
Broom to head out. And then I'm going to advance. How far is it to just behind Finch?
How much speed you got?
40 this round.
So you got 20 more feet left. That's your range.
That's
right
fine.
there.
I'll take my 20. Yeah, I'll take my 20 just straight forward.
Straight forward towards Finch. Got it. Like that?
Yep.
Cool.
And can I see around the horse?
Not really well, no.
Right, can I instead of going straight forward, can I go like off to the side so that I can see around the
Well,
horse?
you can't see Joel too well. You can see the guy to his right just fine, actually.
Yeah. I guess let me strafe off. Can I use my movement so that I can get to where I can see Joel?
Yeah, that'll be tough, but we can try it out, especially on foot, because you're if you kind of strafe 20 this way. Yeah, Finch has got a big old war horse blocking right in front of Joel. You're gonna be really hard done by.
No problem. Okay, then I'll just do the straight forward move like we said before, and I'll go ahead and take aim on the guy that we had. And I actually haven't used my bonus action, so I'll go ahead and switch my Hunter's Mark with my bonus action.
You're recasting Hunter's Mark? Because they have to die for you to just swap
That's
it.
all right. That's all right.
You can recast it.
I'll leave it. It's fine. I don't want to recast it. All right. So we'll leave that on Joel. I'll take aim at the guy that I can see.
All right, go for it.
It's a 25.
That'll hit.
And that will be 10 damage on that hit.
All right, he takes it. Bolt.
Ooh. 27.
Yeah, I think so.
And that'll be 13 damage on that hit.
13 damage. Shoot him twice. Quick load with the crossbow.
21 to hit. And 10 damage on that hit.
10 damage on that hit. Did you include your Stalker's Fury D8?
Yeah.
Cool, just making sure.
And let me let's see. That's it for me. So let me use Fen.
Oh yeah, Fen's going in.
Yeah. How far
yeah.
is it to Finch from where Fen is? I'd like to go up there on the left of Fen's horse, like right in front of it.
Like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got movement, right? Yep.
Yeah,
good.
he's got 40 feet. He can catch he can get to there and attack the front line.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's do a gore.
All right, yeah, he charges in. He's got all the fury of a minotaur as and he goes running in. Go for that gore attack.
All right. Oh, nice. That's a 22 to hit.
22 will hit. Roll some damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh, 16 piercing damage.
16 piercing damage. To Joel?
Yeah.
All right, 16 piercing damage. Well done.
All right.
Charges into him, stabs into him, and then sort of pulls back. The guy goes, "Oh!" He's got an extra attack.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he got an extra attack. Nice. All right, so this will be a bite then.
Got it. No problem. No problem.
Oh, 19.
A 19.
Yep.
That'll hit. Go for it.
And that's going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
The DC 13 for the prone.
Got it. 6 damage. Doesn't matter. As usual, Fen, the man who likes to close the deal, jumps, sort of gores into him, pulls back, jumps on top of him, and starts biting into Joel's throat. He goes, and he rips out the throat of the liar.
Oh, great. Well, then in that case, now can I switch my hunter's mark with my bonus action
Yes, you can.
to the guy that I just shot, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then I'm done.
All right, that brings us to Yvain Beaumont. What do you do?
Yes,
How did
so
I not know that Yvain had a last name? Has Yvain always had a last name?
No, that's the
not,
first.
yes, Yvain does have a last name. No, that's not her last name. Beaumont's the name of a horse.
Oh, got it.
I was gonna say, I forgot that. I was gonna say Beaumont is a very like aristocratic French last name for like a
Hey.
mountain lady.
Yeah, no, she has a last name. None of you've ever asked, but yes, she does have one, but it's not Beaumont. That's her horse's name. That's the
Got
name
it.
of the
Okay.
horse.
Sorry. Continue.
It's Jones.
So yeah, it's anyone who's obviously injured.
Smith.
No,
It's Ugo Lago. Anyway, anyone injured? No, your party has started this battle. There's no injuries yet.
what about them? Anyone of them injured?
Any of them injured? Yeah, the guy that just got shot.
Excellent. So that guy, let's go ahead and cast Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Yeah,
All right, a wee beam of moonlight is going to hit him.
second level.
Second level, 5-foot radius, I believe, right?
Moonbeam is 120-foot radius.
No, it's 120.
Oh wait, no, yeah. The actual beam itself is a 5-foot radius, but it can go up to 120 feet away.
That's right. Second level spell, 120-foot radius. Could you imagine? You can hit 2 guys with this if you want.
I would love to hit two guys with this. I'm big on efficiency with it.
All right, this light of the light of the moon shines down, and radiant energy beams in. Praise the Moon Maiden.
That is awesome. Yeah. So based on the terrain where I am, is there any place I could put my horse, but I would be less in the line of fire necessarily?
Or the Moonweaver, or whatever. Let's see. Anywhere where you're less in the line of fire? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like I don't know if these fuckers have
You can
have
try and ride your
bows on
horse
them.
to like a tree somewhere, but you're pretty far in the back, my friend.
Well, then we're chasing everyone else stay fucking here. That's great. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. No person.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. That will bring us to Ember Van Zyl. What would you like to do, sir?
How far is it from the back line to their front line?
Backline being Yvain?
No, no, of the road warriors.
Oh, God, I see. If you're trying to ask me, will Fireball solve this problem? The answer is yes, it will solve this problem.
That's what we're gonna go for.
Okay. The answer is always yes.
I just don't want to hit Finch or Fen.
They can take it. I can take it. What kind of wizard are you? Asking if people want to be fireballed or not.
The kind who specifically took cartography for spatial dimensions and keen mind, so I can do that math.
Yeah. You're there on the back line, Yvain, like pulling down the moonlight, and you look over at Ember, going, "Yeah, okay." And he pulls out a wand. What do you do?
Oh no, I'm gonna self-cast this.
Oh, you don't need no wand. You bring your hand up, the flame from your very body courses up your arm, and you
Wiggle.
cast away a fireball. I'll make some dex saves.
DC 17.
Oh, fuck. You see
Dun,
17.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Holy shit, double nat 20s. The two front guys just like, I don't know, they're acrobats. The guys behind them are not as lucky. And neither is the guy behind him. So 2 succeed, 3 fail.
19 damage.
Good lord. So,
I rolled a bunch of ones.
oh man. These guys will take 9 at the front here. Is that veteran? Yeah, he's still around. Really bloodied, but he's still around. And then these guys take 19. Oh, I love marking off AoE damage. I feel like I'm inputting data, which is technically true. Okay, well done. Boom! A huge fireball goes off. Let me just light this. Let me just light this motherfucker up real quick here. Let's see what parts of nature were unlucky. Oh man, I've heard of this Ember Van Zyl. Ah! Says the trees to one another. I heard of this guy. Incredible. Well done, Ember. Big boom. Big ouch. For all the things. Okay. Is there anything else, sir?
I'm going to ride forward, but kind of to the left side. So I'm not in
screen
Zarvolg's
left?
way.
Zarvolg's way. Okay, gotcha.
No, not Zarvolg's way. I
Not
want to be
Zarvolg's
out
way.
of the way.
God,
That
you
way,
wanna
if
be
they
like-
decide to run, I'll just shoot them in the back.
Fair enough. How speedy's your horse?
It's a draft, so it's
40. All right. You can. How about like here? How's that?
fantastic.
God, I'll put you 35 feet out of the way. Nice. Your horse can dash, so we can put you even further if you want, like here.
We're good there.
All right, fantastic.
I don't need to go fast unless they start to run.
Yeah, you guys are like cantering around, shooting fireballs and blasting them. You're just like cantering around. No big deal. All right, it's the Road Warriors' turns. Which means, Yvain, I need a moonbeam from you. They both fail. We'll deal with them in a second. I'll deal with whoever's left. This guy's like, oh no, Joel! And this guy's going to, I think, attack Fen. Get Fen off of it. He's like, get off of him! And he starts attacking Fen with his swords. Both attacks miss pretty exceptionally. In fact, like, the sword comes and gets, get off him, and Finn goes, ah, and like, gets out of the way, and he cuts Adonis's head off by accident. He goes, oh my god! And he's like, traumatizes himself. And then he swings at Fen another time. How does 14 do?
14 meets.
Meets it, beats it. Fen is gonna take 8 slashing damage. Fen goes, "Arr!" as it, and then he's gonna step ahead and he's gonna attack Finch on the back of the horse with his short sword. And that's gonna be a miss. Easily hits your shield, just ching. Or just sort of like off the side of your armor. You're like, this is pretty damn good armor. Hell yeah. Dread helm. This guy's gonna do the same thing. He's pretty hurt. Oh, we're not gonna deal with him yet because I need a moonbeam still. These two guys have crossbows out because they're on the back line. They're gonna shoot at you, shiny paladin. Or you're not very shiny anymore, are you? But that's okay. We're still gonna shoot you. Or try to anyway. Fuck me, we're rolling horribly. We're gonna say there's just so much panic in the group. From the immediate assault of the paladins, holy whatever, and they're like, oh, and they're just like roaring, they're in trouble. Both crossbow bolts sail by you. Finch, you're in danger, but not too much danger apparently. Yvain, I need a moonbeam from you. What? Tell you what, I'm gonna roll a moonbeam.
Do it.
You moonbeamed yourself clear out of the game.
Yeah. How do I want to do this? Oh no, it was 2 damage. Oh no, oh. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what we get here. No, quite opposite. It's almost max damage at 18 radiant damage. Fuck me. On a 2d10. Good job, me. This guy is burned up by the light of the Moonweaver. He's dead. Your Hunter's Mark guy's dead. And Buddy Boy also is gonna get 18 damage back here. He's gonna step out of the burning moonlight, and he's gonna take his heavy crossbow shot at you, Finch. And wildly miss. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with anybody around here.
Well, they are on fire, so.
Yeah, I think morale's a little low around here. That seems to be what's going on. Yeah, morale's very low. That guy in the front, who's very mad for his buddy, is gonna stay there. But these guys are gonna go, get to the trees, so they can't charge us down. And they're gonna run. And that's the turn, Finch.
Can I ask like a turn economy question? Because like I was just fighting with my Warhammer. If I want to cast a spell, is there like do I have to say like I'm sheathing, like have taken action to like sheath my weapon to cast a spell, or is it like not that complicated?
Well, you have Bahamut on your shield, right?
I do.
So if you were wielding a focus or a holy relic in one hand, that can count as your somatic.
Okay.
So your shield technically counts as your free magic hand.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure like I wasn't doing it. So okay, can let's see
You
here.
can either
So
have your free hand and hold your amulet, or you could just sort of like
got it.
display your shield and magic comes off your shield.
That okay, then that's what'll happen then, because I don't need a component for this one. So there's somebody in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me attack. I'm gonna ask the warhorse, like I'm gonna telepathically tell the warhorse to attack first this time.
Well, all right, if you insist.
So let me roll for that first. That is 17 plus 6 to hit. So I think that hits.
I think so.
Okay, and then it's gonna be 2d6. There's so many dice now. 4 again, plus 4. So that's 12 bludgeoning damage.
12 bludgeoning damage. Okay.
Okay.
Bam! Kicks him real fucking hard.
Okay. All right, so then my first attack, I'm gonna try and swing on him with my warhammer.
Fair enough.
And that would be a nat 20.
Oh no. This guy goes, oh fuck, as you like bring it down on his head in slow motion.
Okay. So yeah, is he just done? Do I need to roll the damage on that?
No, roll the damage. I don't think he's
Okay.
he's not that far down the ladder.
Okay, all right. So that's a nat 20. So then that's just 17 points of damage.
All right, with the crit on it?
Yeah, because I rolled a 6 for the damage plus 8, because it's a d8 plus 3. Right? Did I do that
6
correctly?
plus 8 plus 3. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's still up. He's bloody, but he's up.
Okay, and with that, I think the ones who started to run away, is there anyone that I can like see?
You can see these two guys pretty easily. The other guy's kind of behind a tree right now.
So the one that I can see and have like a clear shot of, how far away are they?
They're both about 45 feet from you.
Okay, so with that, then I'm gonna hold up my shield and cast Firebolt.
So you already took an attack with your hammer, yeah?
Yeah, I have 2 attacks.
Yes, but casting a spell is considered the cast a spell action. It's not considered an attack.
I'm not sure I follow that.
So when you attack,
Yeah.
it's sort of like a martial thing. So you're like bam, bam combo, but you can't like hit and then cast a spell as your second attack. It may be an attack action, but it's considered the cast a spell action.
So can I either cast 2 spells or do like 2 martial attacks, like not a combination of both?
You can only cast 1 spell per action, regardless of your multi-attack.
This took me a minute to learn too. So there's actions and attacks. You have 2 attacks, you don't have 2 actions.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
full action.
yeah, to make it very simple, as far as you're like reading the actions in combat thing, attack, dash, disengage, blah, blah, blah. There's attack. You make a melee or ranged weapon attack. Only weapon attacks can utilize your multi-attack feature. Only weapon attacks. The other one is called cast a spell action. You cast a cantrip or a spell of the first level or higher. See the spell's casting time. And this is because cantrips level with you. So when you get to level 5, you get an extra D8.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, your dice double or something like that.
Okay, so if I want to cast a spell, I do that, or like you said, I can do like take 2 swings. Okay, then I'm just gonna swing on the guy in front of me then with my warhammer one more time to use my 2 attacks.
Go for it. I believe like blade singer wizards are an exception to that rule, but generally speaking, only weapons can utilize multi-attacks, not spells.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. 15 to hit.
No, it does not hit. Paladin Finch, you smash him in the chest and it bounces off his splint.
Okay. I think that's it for me, yeah.
Understood. Zarvolg, you feel the thrill of the hunt. They run from you. They seek shelter. What do you do?
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, they didn't run that far. Let me first. I'm gonna send Fen after one over there by the tree.
All right, Fen's pretty quick.
Yep.
Jumps through the fire, runs up on this guy's tail, 35 feet. Go ahead and make an attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the bite attack both times because I want him to try and bring that guy down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think Fen's gonna do a second wind, by the way. Get some health back. D10 plus 6.
Yep. 17.
17 to hit. That will hit. Just hits. Strength save?
Yeah.
Failure. He falls prone.
Oh, good. Well, and he got a 23 on his next bite, so.
All right. Both will hit. Keep in mind he has a 19 to 20 crit range.
Oh, you're right. That's a crit for him.
Yeah, that sounded high enough. Okay, start with your first D6 plus 2.
All right, yeah, so that was 6 total damage on that one.
All right, 6 damage. And now roll me another one. And we'll throw 6 on top of it.
All right, so that's going to be 11 total on the crit.
11 total on the crit. Well done. This guy is hurting. Fen took him down. Roll me a d10 plus 6 for second win.
Yep. Oh, 10.
10, I believe that's how much he took, right?
No, he only took 8. So, it was, I rolled 16 altogether. He rolled 10. So
he rolled a perfect 10. Very nice. So yeah, he's fully healed.
all right. So let me, I don't have Hunter's Mark on anybody right now, right?
Nope, but you can assign it.
Yep. Let me assign it to the other guy that's running away over there to Fenn's right.
All right. You might be, was it like a 90-foot range?
It's pretty far. Is it 90 feet?
Something like that. I think so.
Yeah, 90 feet.
All right, cool. Yeah, easily assigned. Go ahead and roll. Do your thing, whatever you want to do.
All right, so that's a 21 on the first one and a 17 on the second one.
21 and a 17 will both hit. Oh man, I knew I should have stayed in culinary school.
Wow. All right, so that's 17 damage on the first one.
Okay.
Oh. And 9 damage on the second one.
9 damage on the second one. This guy's hurting. This guy's hurting bad. You feel the thrill of the hunt come over you as you wound your kill. You almost imagine a deer in your mind taking a shot through the heart and sort of scampering away. He begins to. He's like, ugh. He's got his hand on his shoulders. He's trying to like get away from you, but you sunk 2 pretty decent bolts into him.
All right. Also, yeah, that's good. I don't need to advance. Oh, you know what? Actually, where's this? Can you pan over to the left a little bit?
Sure.
The guy over there, right?
Yeah, there's a guy over there.
Okay, yeah. I guess let me go ahead and run forward as quickly as I can without getting into in danger of Ember's fire.
30 feet right there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Good stuff, yo, Zarvolg, Yvonne, and Beaumont. And Happy. And Balthazar. No, okay.
There's a storm going on down here, and I lost contact. So is anybody hurt right now?
Is anybody hurt in your party? Fen took a second win, so Fen's doing fine. I don't think you took any damage, did you, Finch? No, nobody's hurt. These guys rolled shit on their attack rolls.
All right, so nobody's hurt. What about the ones who are dealing with us? There's one of ours was in Moonlight. Is that person still, breathing? Have they exited the battlefield? Are they dead?
The person who's still in your moonbeam is indeed dead. There is one fighting Finch and Finch's horse. There's one who is being mauled to death by Fen right now, another guy who has 3 bolts in his back and is running away, and another guy who seems to be doing better than everybody else, who is almost dead.
So the person that Finch is fighting, I'll move the moonbeam over to.
To which one, sorry?
The person that Finch is fighting?
Ah, got it. You just sort of inch it over to hit this guy, and he goes as the Moonweaver's light begins to hurt him.
That is what I do.
All right. Ember Van Zyl, Master of Flame, what do you do?
Let's see. Zarvolg is shooting at the one closest to Ben. So why don't I head towards the other one that's running away, the far side of the fire.
Got it. 40 feet could get you right here, which is right in front of the flames, and
That's-
nice line of sight.
That's fine. He can have a firebolt.
He looks back and sees like the insidious fire like bottom lighting your face as you like raise your fire-ridden hand, and he's like, "Oh no,
AC 21.
that'll hit."
Goddamn ones. 7 points of fire damage.
7 points of fire damage. He's still alive. He's still alive. All right. Is there anything else?
Oh, I take that back. Add 2 more points to that.
Oh, okay. Sure. Why
Because
not?
I had to roll to hit.
Right. He is very, very, very hurt. Incredible. Is there anything else?
Now that's it.
Okay. Let's see. This road warrior is running away, but fear not. He will be easily huntable, especially on horseback. That'll just be a sort of narrative hunt at that point because he doesn't have much health left. So does this guy. He runs off stage left, but you can still kill him stage left. This guy on the ground stands up after being mauled by Fen. He's going to try and kill your dog. Because you fucking mutt. And he is going to attack him twice with long swords. Or actually, he was a crossbow guy. So he's just going to drop his crossbow and just draw his longsword. So it's just going to be 2 attacks double-handed with longsword. That's going to be 16 and a miss with an 8.
16 does hit.
Fen's going to take... Oh, fuck, he got off lucky. That's going to be 4 slashing damage. Only nicks him.
Oh, nice. All right.
And then he's going to risk the opportunity attack and try and... Yeah, I said, the dog's way faster. And then he just says, I'll surrender. Just get this fucking dog off me. I'll surrender. And he's just sort of like keeping the sword between him and the dog that's and has thoroughly intimidated this guy, having the horrible scar and everything. Finch. Oh, last but not least, Yvain, I need a moonbeam if you're with us. This guy fails. I need 2d10 from you.
All right. Let me... Well,
12. 12 damage riddles through his body. Gonna sidestep away from the light because ouch, it hurts. God, it hurts. He says, "No more, just stop! Mercy!" And he'll just like hold an action with his swords, and he's like, oh, the burn, and he's like, "Just stop, please!" So he'll just hold his action to defend. He'll take the dodge action. That's what he'll do. He kind of like has his swords in front. He kind of like has his swords in front of him defensively, but he doesn't actively strike. He's gonna take the dodge action. He's gonna beg for mercy. Finch, what do you do? I think I have good news for you. I don't think Bahamut has any. Well, this is honor and all that. It might be an issue.
Yeah, I feel like at least, yeah, I'm going to leave him there for now, and I am going to use my movement to start to chase down one of the guys running if they're still up.
He goes, "Please, I have a son." You say, "Get him out of Troy," and you ride off. Subtle reference. Okay, you're gonna go ride off and take down some bad guys. I'll tell you what. Does anyone have any intention of killing the man who's begging for his life?
No.
No? I'm not judging you. I just want to know for narrative purposes. Okay, sounds like nobody wants to murder this guy in particular. So he's just going to kind of like, as Finch has the hammer there and doesn't kill him, rides off, and he sort of drops his swords. You all ride off. The guy who has been attacking and is fighting Fen, what about him?
Let's manacle him. Does anybody want to question him?
All right. You intend to take him prisoner. Fen will...
Yeah.
You kind of grab Fen by the back of his barn and pull him back because he's kind of in it, he's an honor-off kind of beast. The other two are sort of running through the woods. Yeah, Finch, you bam, just brain him as you're riding by, no problem there. Ember, you send either Eldritch Blast or Firebolts, whatever you want, off into the woods and murk that guy. That's another guy dead. Only 2 will survive. They have like no hit points left and they're not fighting back. I figure no point running down an initiative order for another 10 minutes if the battle's won. So with that, you have defeated everything. Presumably the moonbeam goes out and you have yourselves 2 prisoners amongst the smoldering flames of Embers of Wrath. Which quickly spreads.
Yeah, I'll have to get that under control.
Okay, you ride over and start. No. And indeed, the fire will be controlled well enough. There'll be scorch marks, but no forest fires. Alrighty then. Congratulations. Do you guys have manacles? You want to use them?
I do, yeah.
All right, you manacle these 2 guys. You have 2 road warrior mercenary.
I just for clarity's sake, I only have 1 set of manacles, but I do have a net, so we'll net the other guy.
Or he just drop a net on top of him. He's like, okay, sure. You net the 1 guy, and the other guy's manacled, no problem. Now what? You hear off somewhere.
Let's see here. So we just have like 2 bloody prisoners.
Yeah, 2 heavily damaged, bloodied prisoners.
Okay. I think I would look around and just see if I could ask the party, like, what do you guys think that we should do with this scum? I'll hold my warhammer underneath the like one of their chins.
Oh yeah. He's secretly having this is the hottest moment of my life.
Right. Please step on me. I mean, what?
Step on me, Zaddy.
You're right.
I think we should at least try to figure out how they're operating.
Mm-hmm.
Operating? It's just us.
What does that mean? Just you?
It's just it was just us. And we were following Joel. So just the 6 of us.
Where'd you get this clothing?
We earned it. We're mercenaries. We did contracts for gold. And we've been doing mercenary work for years together.
So why are skilled mercenaries attacking a caravan?
They look at each other. The other one says, because they were them League of Miracle Bastards!
Your problem with the League of Miracles?
Because they control everything. I'm telling you, they control everything. You don't think, what do you think? That all those build contracts went out and that they were all just paid off nice and neat after all the devastation? They own everybody. They're everywhere.
At the risk of sounding absolutely simple, so they did a lot of work and people owe them money. Build a bridge for me for third. What's your issue with them?
They've got the Tal'Dorei Council in their pocket. They got the Cobalt Soul in their pocket. They got Western in their pocket. They got everyone in their pocket. They all owe them heaps of gold for all the contracts. Everyone knows it.
All right. Assuming you're telling the truth, who is it that you're defending from the League of Miracles?
What? And he looks at the other guy and kind of says, the people. People, of course. Those League fellas, they're no good.
All right, so you're just attacking things and making justifications so you can take their gold, that's what it sounds like to me.
We only take what we need. Right?
Okay.
The other guy's just quiet. He's like... It's sort of that thing where you're like sitting in a room and your friend blurts out something that is like super offside and is like in the middle of the family drama or whatever, and it's like wicked awkward, and you're like, can't believe they just said that. That's kind of this guy. He's just like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and hope everything. But the other guy, he's just kind of running his mouth. He goes, I'm telling you, they control everything, everyone. All of Tal'Dorei's under their thumb. They're up to something evil. The Revenant bastards. Yeah, they probably hire tons of them Revenant bastards. Blood mages and necromancers and
You, sir, need to stop. And Elaine will look at Finch and say, I don't even know where to begin with this.
Conveniently, I do. I will walk up to him and I will burning hands him at point blank nothing.
Nope.
You put your hand on his forehead, perhaps, and there's a sizzling orange light, and there is only for an instant a scream that is immediately deafened by the sound of as he is point blank, basically blowtorched, as all the skin is completely melted off of his face. And once Ember is done, only about here up has any sign of any muscle, sinew, or flesh, and he falls over as the eyeballs literally melted into tar in his skull, and he died.
Without missing a beat, Elaine's going to look at the other one and say, so right.
What'd you say?
So right, so you're doing this for money? Is that what's going on?
I was just following orders with, and what Joel had to say was,
What did Joel have to say? What's that? I'm not going to blowtorch you if it was that. I just want to know, is that what Joel said, or is that what the friend said?
Joel he leads us, or he was our leader, and a lot of us had issue with the League of Miracles.
And to be clear, you believe the League of Miracles owns the Tal'Dorei Council and the Cobalt Reserve because they've done a lot of construction. Are there any other details to fill in for me?
He looks. Words are not coming to him very easily right now. This is very much a life or death situation for him. He goes,
You know, usually I have spells to calm people, but I don't typically keep them out in the woods. I promise I'm not going to eat you or blow you to smithereens, but really I do need an answer to the question.
I'll tell you this. Obviously, our beliefs differ, and I thought we were doing what was good. And
no one here is the League of Miracles.
What'd you say?
No one here is with the League of Miracles. No one.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Did they beg when you killed them?
It was a dishonorable act, admittedly.
And Evane steps back immediately.
But I think we all understand dishonor for doing things we think is right. I mean, there's nothing, no insult, of course, just mean to relate. There's nothing honorable about killing a prisoner. And emotions run hot in the heat of battle. I'm sure everyone can understand. You all seem seasoned enough.
So where do we take you?
Did you follow Joel because you believed as he believed, or because at some point he saved your life?
Both, I suppose. I think I would have died years ago if it wasn't for Joel. Not in any honorable or upright fashion either, in the gutter somewhere.
So say we let you go. What happens now with you?
I probably go very far away to start. Maybe Wildmount. And no League of Miracle there. No Joel. Probably just ply my trade and take what's on my back and get out of here before anyone hears too much about the Road Warriors.
Oh dear God, what the hell was his name? The beefy tiefling from, yeah, the beefy
Oh,
Oh yeah.
guy from
Black
Stillben.
Black Hell.
Look hell.
Look
Yeah.
hell.
Black Hell, that's right.
Make your way to Stillben. Find a man named Larkel.
Um,
There's no League of Miracle there. It's the squalid ass end of nowhere, but
who's Larkel?
Larkel's with the class.
Ah. Okay. So I can go?
Do better.
He takes his sword off the ground, short sword in his hip, and without another word, he just stands up, backs away.
Take your pay from Joel. You're gonna need it.
He uncomfortably walks over to the three corpses that remain near him, and he'll take their pouches and put them into his pocket, give you a nod, back up 15 feet before turning his back and running down the road. And funny enough, Yvain, in the exact same way and direction that you did once upon a time when you were starting your journey.
And Ember will turn and look at Finch and say, "My apologies. There was no communicating with that gentleman. Any conversation would have been a moot point."
I understand. Some people can't be saved.
Hey, Finch.
Hey, dungeon master.
Hey,
Hey, disembodied voice that I hear sometimes.
disembodied from the sky. It's Bahamut to you.
Right?
Let's see. I mean, yeah. You have the spell Command as one of your Oath of the Crown spells, yes?
I do.
That is now Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
You know that in this moment, something twicks inside of you. Your oath was not quite followed today, and it was acknowledged that it was acceptable not to. The murder of prisoners is not quite honoring the law, and you feel a slight steer away from your oath.
Understood.
Okay. All right. What would you all like to do next?
I go collect up this batch and cremate them as well.
We have a bunch of wands to identify as crows. You can do that when we get time for the night.
Do you have any money?
Yeah, so
I would say the two guys that you hunted in the woods who got away, yeah, each of them has 10 gold on their person.
the League of Miracles might have books. They certainly might have information about what they were doing, things in writing, even with the that.
Yeah, Ember has been in possession of those. These
Alright.
are League of Miracle building contracts from the caravan on the road.
Do the contracts? I know they're probably from Western. Does it give a point of contract for when, or point of contact for when they arrive?
Yeah, it has instructions on like what to do, like who to run into, and I could give you those when you require them.
That's fine.
I'm just not going to know the names off the top of my head, admittedly. I think it's going to say report to whoever that one guy was that you met, Yvain, who was honors company, Blaine or Blair or something.
Havarog.
Yeah, that guy. So it said report to this guy, but the contract is not signed by like the office of the Lord Mayor. So that those could be either filled by contacting him or going to the Lord Mayor's residence. Either would be a fine point of contact for these contracts.
Do we have a way of letting Western know? I
Maybe.
don't.
I would have asked actually Balthazar if he knew sending.
Balthazar, I'm sorry, no, nothing that I really studied too prominently. I've never really had means or need to contact people very far away.
Yeah, it was my asking.
Zarvolg kind of clears his throat and nudges Yvain and gestures at his dream.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the means. We have the means of getting hold of people. What to do.
Okay. Because they should know.
All right. I'll let them know. Or Zal can. I don't need to do it. Zal's perfectly capable of contacting anyone knowing me.
Man, I should have given him sending too. That would have been a great. Oh well. He's got other stuff, other talents. All right. You take these bodies, burn them on a pyre as well. Takes a bit of time. At the end of the day, I'll say that like you make it like an hour past the original caravan. You kind of pass by the ruins of what's left of that caravan, and about an hour later, you guys set up camp.
Fair enough.
Hey Finch, as you're sort of feeling what has happened to you, I want you to make a religion check to understand how that all works, so I can give you a understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, I think they would definitely struggle with that because I think they felt like, maybe they were doing the right thing, but obviously it wasn't the right thing. So yeah, let me do that real quick. 18 on the dice -2. Somehow my religion is -2, so that's 16.
16. So you have been taught about what happens when a paladin goes down the dark path. Should a paladin violate their oath, depending on their strength and their ties to their oath, is how many like mistakes they get, essentially. Should you fail to adhere to your oath, one of two things happen. For a paladin, such as what your level of power is at this point, you'll find one of your oath spells will be turned into something darker, something that relates more to the oath broken. Once half of all of your currently earned oath spells become that of the Oathbreaker, you yourself will be Oathbroken. And that is a long process to return back to the light should you ever wish to. So you, my friend, at this level, have 4 oath spells. One of those has transitioned to the Oathbreaker. Should you violate your oath again before either repenting for that or doing something to make up for it, you will be Oathbroken.
Oh, good.
So you're in a little bit of a, you've been given your mulligan for all intents and purposes. Should you violate your oath again before repenting, you might not have a very different homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, in this time you sort of consult your oath, and the oath that would be considered, the portion that would be considered to be violated would be, because it says the law is paramount, it doesn't say like you must follow the law, but it does say the law must be respected, and that certainly wasn't respected today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is what you would learn about what's going on with you. As for, I'm going to get the specifics out, because I found these and I really like them for how to handle a paladin and their oath. How you get that back.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, would I have an understanding about what it would mean to like repent, or like would I? Okay, let me back into that.
Sure.
So, in reflection, based off of what I rolled, I would have an understanding about what it is that I'm feeling.
Yes.
And then
like you're aware. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is, then would I have an understanding as well as to like what I would need to do to repent, or is that something that I would need to search for?
Yeah, I'm going to give you that right now. What has happened to you now is much easier to recoup from than a full oath breaking. To be oath broken, it is a long, tiresome process to return back to the light. One that is not easily found, but possible. As for now, so when a paladin begins to turn to evil, their magic warps and they lose access to some of their oath spells. The line between righteousness and vindictive cruelty can be a thin line, blah, blah, blah. The first signs of your oath breaking peeking through is that one of your oath spells will you've been granted will be replaced by one of the oath broken spells.
And you said that was compelled duel, right? That's the one that switched.
I said I believe it was command.
Command. Okay, that's why I want to make sure. Command.
Yeah, it honestly doesn't matter. Like,
okay,
it honestly doesn't matter too much to me.
I just wanted to make sure I had whatever you said. So all right, because I'm taking note. Okay.
Cool.
Would I have an awareness as well? Okay, so obviously that spell has changed. So if I were to start utilizing that magic, I'm assuming that would further progress my degrading into like being an oath broken.
No, the utilization of that magic is, it doesn't affect your ability to follow your oath. What's important is that you're following your oath.
Okay.
So you can use that just fine. I think if you did that in the presence of a paladin, like a true paladin, they would have a lot of questions for you.
Oh, considering we're going to Amon, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because all paladins know this, and like a sign of either a warlock, which is worse, not worse, honestly, an oathbreaker is worse, but nonetheless, it's a sign of a warlock or an oathbreaker.
Right.
Usually, which neither is great in the eyes of a paladin. So, you can use it. It's not going to affect your ability to recover your oath or go down the evil path, but, it might feel shitty to use narratively, like roleplay wise, because you're
okay. I just wanted to make sure, like, I understood that, like, that wouldn't, like, if I used Hellish Rebuke, it wouldn't like further push me towards being an oathbreaker, because I just want to have that Like just
What
my
I- what I'm-
understanding.
Yeah, you can use it. There's no consequences to using the
Okay.
spell.
It's if I just continue to go against
Go against your oath.
the
yes.
tenets of the oath.
Okay, let's see. Hereafter, if you gain 7th, 9th level with okay. Sorry, I'm working on getting your answers for you. All right, here we go. Basically, the way to get your spells back in order is if that you do a very, like, obviously you repent, which is just to be like, yo God, I fucked up.
My bad. Yeah,
Um,
got it.
That's honestly less important. What's more important is that you adhere to your oath. If you do something to like show your recommitment to your oath,
I see.
it'll return to you. So if you do something very specifically, like if you very specifically follow the law, if you very specifically take responsibility for your actions, if you very, the stuff in your oath, if you clearly respect one of the tenets of your oath, that should return to you.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, if you show courage in the way against overwhelming odds, if you show loyalty to your word, if you respect the law and you take responsibility for the consequences of your actions, any great display of one of these things will return your righteousness back to you in full. Okay, cool. So you all settle in for the night. Boy, oh boy, you guys are... A lot of things come for you at night, apparently. Dude, that's so dumb. I'm not doing that one. Oh my god. I'm gonna say it's let's do something like over here. You know what? I know what it is. This is actually kind of nice. Yvain, you're all setting up camp, getting ready for the night. As the sun's sort of cresting on the horizon, what a beautiful sight. You're always on the lookout for some kind of beastie creature. You kind of look to the horizon, have like whoever's near you, like, look, there it is again. You see a beautiful white-feathered, white-maned Pegasus standing again out in the grasslands. A sign of, usually by many considered to be a sign from the gods, a celestial being of Aboria, just sort of milling about in the grass. You know them to be very, you already rolled a check for it, you know that they're very skittish, but there it is.
Yeah. I wouldn't raise my voice more than a whisper. Who is close to me? I'll message. I'll use my earrings. Everyone else.
You'll catch a little
By
message.
my face, I'll kind of point in the direction.
Yeah, you'll catch Yvain, you look out, all of you see once again, I think everyone was here, and this was some weeks ago.
It's
You
just that
see a beautiful Pegasus.
Whoa, another one. I've never seen one before ever. That's two.
is it the
The
same
same
one?
one. Yes, it's the same one.
It's pretty far off. I don't know how you'd be able to tell.
Right, fair enough.
I think that's what we're asking ourselves. Like, is it the same one?
Oh, you're asking yourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
There was just recently a cyclone. Maybe it's like the cow and Twister. I think that's the same Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
So during the evening, I suppose, is Zar going I guess Elaine will go up to Zah and say, all right, so are you sending a message or did you want me to do it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
Are you sending a message
Oh yeah, the message.
or did you want me to do it?
Well, you're probably more familiar with the person, right?
I am.
Yeah, I'll send you. All right, so we'll sit down and I'll send you Vane to send her message.
I would like to wait until like either we're at camp and everyone is asleep.
Why,
Like I sort of want to do this when no one's around, and it needs to be later anyway so that everyone's asleep.
why is Yvain using your dream spell more than you? I gave you an item. It's fine. Yeah, who are you trying to contact specifically?
Honor.
Honor. Okay. Honor is she's asleep in her bed. Easy enough. Long day work of magic building. And you channel into her dreams. Her dreams are just kind of nothing really going on right now.
Then I will very gently wake her up.
Yeah, you kind of bring her attention. It's sort of like, just one of those like dark night sleeps. There's no real dreams going on. You kind of like begin to bring awareness to her consciousness as she dreams.
And I'm actually going to take us to one of the private rooms in the Cobalt Soul. So that I'll change it around to something that's sort of comfortable.
Okay.
So
You're in the
we
Cobalt Soul now.
Yeah.
One of the private rooms, books on a table. Much like in Dream Space, she just kind of is immediately into whatever she's doing. There's no awareness that anything strange is happening.
And I'll put myself in front of her and say, hey,
Oh, hi.
right.
What's going on?
Yeah. So I screwed this up last time and I hope I don't do it this time. You're dreaming. This is an actual dream. But it's a spell and you're a wizard. So hopefully you can take as much time as you need to sort of prepare yourself, and I'm going to give you some information that you'll remember when you wake up, and it will be important.
Oh, all right. she, she goes, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
What do you want to tell me?
First of all, we're on our way to your mum, and we came across a number of individuals who had been pretty brutally slaughtered by a group of individuals named, what were they called? Tomb Raiders?
The Road Warriors.
Road Warriors. Called the Road Warriors. They were specifically targeting members of the League of Miracles. Anyway, all your people died. If you were expecting people on these contracts, you won't be getting reinforcements. They were dead when you found them.
Well, why would someone do something like that?
I don't know. The person was raving mad, saying stupid things about League of Miracles owning it. It's stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Have you had any other problems with your people attacking folks that were League of Miracles holding contracts or money or League of Contracts things or whatever? With the thing that's happening.
What? No, not that I know of. Contact. We're just. I mean, you know what we do. We're not like an information network or anything. We just.
Oh no. I know that. I guess I was just wondering why someone would target a bunch of builders.
I have no idea. We're rebuilding Tal'Dorei. That's what we've been doing these last many years.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm fairly new, but I haven't seen anyone do anything bad.
I'm not saying you have. I'm telling someone no. They had a contract to speak to either Blaine Kravarog, who was your friend, I think, or the Lord Mayor, Lysandra Cub.
I'll
Anyway,
let
we won't be able,
Blaine know.
I won't be able to get word to either one of them. So if you would do that, I would appreciate it.
He was wondering where you went. You said something about Shadebearer.
Wondering where I went. We had a date. You stood me up. What do you mean where I went? You asked me out and then you just weren't there.
Oh, Blaine. I said Blaine was wondering where you were.
Oh, well, I was at the Cobalt Reserve where he expected that I would be the entire time for the entire week. At any time that he would have gone to the Cobalt Reserve where he said he was going to find me, he would have. Again, I was where I was supposed to be. Anyway, I am going to leave you because I'm glad you're well.
I tried to send you a note. Something came up. I had. It sounds so lame, but I had to work. I really couldn't have gotten out of it. It was sort of a demand of. Did you not get my letter?
I didn't get your letter.
Okay.
I did not. I have a question. Were you robbed?
Was I robbed?
Is the League of Miracles robbed?
No.
No, that's good. I'm glad. I'm really glad because I was worried about it. I was worried that was the reason it didn't show up. So maybe she had that sense of it. Good. I'm really glad. Awesome. Excellent. All right. Well, listen, I am going to let you rest. I wish you sweet dreams. I sent you something. Did you receive it?
I did.
Good. I meant it.
That's very nice. I wish we could have said.
Andy
goodbye.
Bates gone. Gone.
Sheesh.
She did the dream stomp off.
Oh yeah. Are you only allowed to see one person if you're dreaming?
Yeah, that's it. Only one.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect. Then I wake up.
Okay.
I will look at Dante. The information has been passed.
How'd that one go?
It went. As well as anything it does in a dream, it sucks, but it's done, so it's important, yeah?
I'm gonna stop sending you. You might not be very good at this.
So,
Come back upset every time.
yeah. You always tell me what you meant.
What I meant.
I can't play games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a difficult experience. I was
I
over,
think
overly emotional.
yeah, no, I gathered that. I gathered that. Yeah, emotional is the word for it. So what happened?
Oh, like I told Finch, I don't really know. There was a strange storm, certainly a voice and a face inside the storm, and it began chastising, accusing me of not living up to my charge, essentially, of abandoning my people, etc.
What does that mean to you? Abandoning your people?
Well, you know about my experience. I have to go back at some point. I have to fight against that and try to set them free.
You do. I agree with you. I do. What does it look like to you, actually? I was wondering.
What does it look like?
I think you see yourself leading at the head of an army, and I wonder if you thought about, building an army, loyalty and such.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured that part out yet. I think I'm getting there. I'm gaining influential and powerful allies. I'm starting to win over small groups of people. I think eventually I'll be able to rally a group of people.
Okay. Sleep goes on, and she will fuck right off.
Okay. Alrighty then. Let's see. You guys get a long rest after that, I believe. Yep, get a long rest just fine. And now because I have my wits about me, you're traveling 30 miles a day, not 36, because you have creatures that are only capable of 40 miles an hour, or 44 miles an hour. Okay, so let's see, let's go. You travel up the road. Any grand encounters? No grand encounters. Lucky you. Okay, you guys get to the bend. One thing happens though. You, my friend, Mr. Zarvolg, are going to have a little moment. It has been some time, but off across the plains of Tal'Dorei, at the base of Iron Seat Ridge, the mountains, you see the city of Kymel. All of you do, in fact, but I think of some more interesting memories there for you.
Sure.
But you might find a slight satisfaction in the fact that you know that you're going to pass it right on by on the way
Right.
to whatever journey you're going.
Yeah, he kind of, just grumbles to himself and sneers and mumbles. Oh,
Yeah, everyone would notice some trying to pretend not overtly loud grumbling in the direction of Kymel as it sort of appears and disappears on the horizon throughout the duration of the day. But as you come to rest, Jesus Christ, guys, camp in better places. Oh my God. Everyone's like, we'll get them when they're asleep. I don't know why, something has it out for you while you're all out and vulnerable on the grasslands here. Learn to camp better.
you awaken with hundreds of bug bites.
Exactly. Balthazar. He's starting to get used to the road, especially since the rain has stopped. He's getting a little better at it. He's very immediately gone into a composition of a song about the traders who died on the road. Immediately become the subject of his fascination. Man, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to try and do this correctly. Vane. Around the end of the day, you receive a sending. There was a robbery. I was arrested and questioned and sworn to secrecy by the League. I'm really sorry I couldn't meet with you. I wish I did. I'm sorry.
Look to jewel of twilight for your answers.
What'd you say? Sorry, you're a little muffled today. I'm sorry if I ask.
No, I'm so sorry. So this is the return per sending, right?
Yes, for honor. You can reply to this message.
Look to the jewel of twilight for your answers. Ironic. I looked for you. I wanted to tell you. And then we had to leave. Summon Tuimon.
Just got in there. Good job.
and then after it's done, like when the 25 words are done, I need
I think you don't receive ascending for a little bit. As hell, what's left to say, you know? After all, after that, both of you were just sort of on the wrong end of a thing. But you do. Maybe like an hour later. You get back a... Hopefully, we'll see each other again one day. Thank you for the gift.
I mean it. The engraving, I meant it. And I wanted to protect you. But I couldn't get away, and I didn't know where you were.
All right. And with that, you don't... no sending returned, unfortunately. But what is shared has perhaps been needed to be shared. Okay. Who's taking what watch?
Can I take first watch?
Sure. Got it. Second. Who's third, fourth?
I'll take fourth.
Fourth?
The,
Ember.
I would-
You're on watch. You're just chilling. You hear somewhere in the darkness. These sort of groanings on the wind. You kind of like maybe a little flame. Take a look around. Do you look around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Make me a perception check.
19.
19. You come to the edge of camp. You see somewhere in the woods, you hear, and you approach this wrapped only in a loincloth, very golem-like, with gray skin, sort of hunched over with his back to you, doing like something like this. And he turns around to you. He has milky eyes, raw rabbit flesh hanging from his mouth, and he charges you. Roll me initiative.
Six.
6. He jumps on top of you. He tries to jump on top of you, but you get a hand out and he tries to swipe you with just like broken fingernails and swipes at you, but misses entirely. What do you do?
I will start by screaming bloody murder.
Okay. Help! Which immediately alerts the alarm bells. Balthazar grabs his lyre very heroically. Everyone jumps out of their tents and their long johns and such. Well, what do you do, Ember? What else?
I've got to put 2 Eldritch Blast into whatever the hell it is.
Make me 2 attack rolls. He's in melee with you. Disadvantage.
Yeah, that'll be 1 of suckage. And how about an AC 25?
That'll do. That'll do.
And that's 8 points of force and 2 points of fire.
8 force 2 fire. You like as he's on you, you just like funnel a bolt like right into his stomach, and it blows a huge portion of his stomach right off, but he keeps coming. He smells horrible. This creature is undoubtedly something of undeath. Not a single trace of hair on his body, but long, sharp fingernails and teeth. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah. Bonus actions. What have I got for bonus actions? Let me look up on it. I might not have anything. No, yeah. Bonus action, Flame Blade.
Flame blade. You summon a flame blade into your hand. You hear it go. I kill you. And he tries to try and bite you, and does a 16 hit?
Yeah, it does.
16 hit. He bites down on you for 12 points of piercing damage. His bite is hard like a vice, and he rips a piece of skin right off of your arm.
Ow.
What do you do?
I'm gonna whack him with a flame blade.
All right. You bring your flame blade down on his head. Attack roll.
AC 19.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
Uh, 10 points of fire.
He is almost dead. He is on death's door. You slash one of his arms clean off, and he's... And you're like, how is he not dead? But he is not, and he keeps coming, but his body is being held together by sinew at this point. He goes, I'll kill for Vandross. And he comes at you again. He's going to swipe at you with his remaining arm. How does a 15 do?
15 misses.
He swipes just wide. Go ahead, take your turn. Barely hanging on to unlife this thing.
AC 16.
16 will hit. Roll damage. Can you roll lower than 2?
No.
No.
That'll be 18 points of fire.
How would you like to kill this undeathly thing?
Just off with its head.
You slash off its arm, it swings at you wide, and as you're sort of stepping back, you take a... As he lunges into you, he lunges right into your blade. Full lightsaber decapitation, his head goes flying off, and his body lumps to the ground like a sack of potatoes before you. It is dead. Your friends come pulling through the woods seconds later to see Ember standing over the corpse of... a corpse, it seems, except with long, black, jagged nails and grayish-blue skin.
God,
I have no idea what the hell that is.
it smells awful.
Smells worse than you do before Bat Day.
This. Okay.
Finch?
I'll look at Finch or Gavain. What the hell is that? And do they come in singles or multiples?
Yeah.
I think with all of that, I'm gonna be real freaked out. And am gonna cast Divine Sense just to see if something, like, if that can sense anything else like that.
You put a divine sense out. It's barely left in the corpse. It's fading away as this thing is no longer attached to unlife anymore, but you do indeed detect that whatever this was, it was undead. But now it is nothing.
Okay. I don't know, but whatever that was, it wasn't of the living, and it's not with us now. Okay.
I'm gonna keep this around for just a minute or so.
You asked, so whoever wants to... Who here thinks that they would know anything about undead creatures? I think Finch for sure is part of your paladin-ness. Does anyone else think they have a lot of academic lore about undead?
Elaine has spent some time in the library, has looked at things
Yeah, you've been
that
looking
is
into
adjacent. Like I looked
fiendish
at
shit.
this
Yeah.
advanced into specters. I don't know if something like this would have.
Yeah, no, I'll give it to you. Okay, both of you go ahead if you want. Roll me for undead. This is feels strange to ask for a nature check. Why don't we call it?
Survival?
No, not
Religion?
survival. This is a knowledge check. For undead, sure. Let's call it either nature, and I'll say arcana. Nature and arcana. Let's do that.
15.
15, okay. Anybody else? Oh, actually, this fits quite.
Nature,
I
15.
should have asked for religion.
I mean, I'm proficient in religion, and that's better.
Nature and religion would have been fine. Okay, 15 will do. This is a lowly undead creature known as a ghoul. Ghouls hunt by night, and they roam in packs. They are driven by insatiable hunger. They are hunger in humanoid flesh, and they're usually led by a more powerful form of ghoulish undead known as a ghast. They're the devourers of flesh, and I think that's enough. That's enough for 15. They are undead abominations. How they are made, I think that's outside the lore that you would have been in contact with.
I will convey all of this openly, right down to the fact that I have no idea how they're made.
So I guess Zarvolg points at Ember's arm or whatever, and he's like, "Was that a bite then?"
Nails.
Hey Finch, can you purify a wound? Like I can heal something, but I know that paladins can do other, like specifically paladin things,
Specifically paladin things.
like holy blessings and such as they're healing.
It would really depend. What exactly are you looking?
I don't know. He's been bitten by a thing that was undead. Should we, I don't know, cleanse the wound, like spiritually cleansing it? Like I can cast a healing on it, but is it going to turn into a ghoul in the morning?
Good point. Good point. Let's see here. So I guess could I do like I don't know what kind of check it would be. What if it would be like a medicine check or what have you to like analyze like Ember's bite to see if it is like a disease or poison?
Yeah, maybe a medicine check.
Okay. 13.
Maybe a con save Ember, real quick.
16.
Okay. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be anything diseased about this. You thoroughly inspect it. Obviously, whatever bit him was probably not a very sanitary creature. But as long as it's bandaged well, which is all assumed that's happening off screen whenever you take a short rest or a long rest or anything like that, should be fine. You took some damage from it, but as long as it's properly tended to, it should be just fine. No diseases, no nothing. Yep.
All right. Yvain, you said they travel in packs, but Finch, you said you don't see anything.
No, there's nothing else beyond what is just corporating in front of us.
Keep in mind,
Something
the
about
divine
Nathan's
sense
maybe
only
that's
spans a
about.
60-foot radius.
Yeah, like beyond like from what I can see. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the immediate area.
Yeah.
So there's maybe a ghast, and maybe this ghast's name is Nathandras, some such.
Ooh, how do you know that?
Because he called out to the person, and I know it's the gas because a gas is the leader. It was all this stuff that I just thought about and knew because I saw a thing in front of me. And I was like, what? But that's who he'd be asking because I have logic in theory.
Got it.
What's a ghast?
Oh, it's like one of these things with beefier.
Oh, all right.
Okay, traveling packs. I don't want to deal with them, but the gas is probably the one, calling the shots as it were.
I thought it was when you were kind of like appalled.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too, but that's less likely to kill you.
I don't know. I've met some appalling people that, were pretty unpleasant.
Okay.
I don't know if they smelled quite that bad though.
So are we satisfied that the coast is semi-clear?
And maybe we burn it just for good measure, but yeah, we could continue on and both of you do the honors.
Conveniently, this is what I'm good at. I am your portable crematorium.
Very short time later, whatever was left of this being is gone now. And you may all return to camp and to bed if that is what you wish.
Yeah,
Only a couple more hours of sleep to go. Holy fucking shit. All right, let's see what we got. The night does not appreciate any of you. Oh, I'll tell you what. Who's got fourth watch? That was Yvain?
Ember was fourth watch.
Ember has fourth watch.
Ember has fourth watch. Okay, then never mind. You're good. You all make it to 7. Never mind. It's fine. I will say, Ember, maybe you go back to watch and you do hear sort of in the woods some more like, not just one this time, but you kind of like maybe send a little firebolt that way to kind of light the thing. And
yeah, we'll do a full-on produce flame.
yeah.
We'll just seed a perimeter light.
Yeah, you do a little perimeter flame, sort of like a forest fire burning kind of thing. And nothing comes for you. You hear it in the woods, and it very much gives you that prickle in the back of the neck. But as the sun crests, as the sky even merely gets like, the more light appears, the less the sounds appear. And the moment the sun crests, the moment any significant amount of sunlight hits the camp, the sounds are gone. All of you awaken. All of you have got a long rest. We'll hop on your horses. And of course, nothing happens today. Everything's fine. The road is completely safe. Good job, road warriors, except for the murder. All right, you guys make another 30. You guys are getting very close, and I want you to get there. I want you to get there. I want you to get there by the end of the session. I want you to get there so bad. Okay. Come on. Come on. No random encounter. Come on. Yeah, you guys get a long rest. No problem on this day. I haven't even been keeping track of the days. I hope someone has been, because I have not been. Fuck.
I think that was 6.
One. Yeah, you did the one down. Then you got to the bridge on day 2. Then the road warriors on 3. And then
Ghouls
yesterday
on 4.
And now today's 5.
Oh, okay.
5.
Okay, cool. Sweet, for my calendar. Make my calendar very happy. Okay. This is where things get fun. It's a perfect moment to end the session. So, you guys begin... Ooh, let's change that music, though. It's so nice. I think at this point, you're kind of waking up in the morning, and maybe Yvain, being a druid, so connected to nature, you as well, Zarvolg, or whoever else really enjoys the sort of sounds of the morning glory of birds and whatever. It's really quiet. Not a lot of creaturey sounds. The wind ruffles through the trees. But not much more. And you travel on down the road, and there's not too much issue. And you know that you guys are approaching the Silvercut crossroads. As you're coming across the plain, you're like, maybe there's like a point of excitement there. For any of my history buffs, the Silvercut roadway was a big well, I'll tell you what. Roll me a history check for my history buffs about the Silvercut crossroads.
15.
15. That'll do just
Ooh,
fine.
17.
17. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Might know this since it's not far from home.
Yeah, yeah, probably. The Suncut Roadway and the Wildwood Byway meet in the shadow of the Iron Sea Ridge. During the rule of King Drazik in the Scattering War, many innocents and war heroes were executed by hanging at a massive gallows that once stood here at the crossroads, with bodies hung from signs as a warning to deserters. The gallows were then destroyed by Tal'Dorei and her rebel army, and the rebels created a stone monument with an inscription to commemorate all who lost their lives to tyranny. Obviously, you have to go there to know what is wrote on it, but maybe some of you have been like, all right, we got to see the monument, we get to read it, and have a little sort of like Civil War history moment. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's not fun, I'm sorry to say. Not about midday into your travel, you guys get very close to the Suncut Roadway. And you kind of come around the way, maybe around this big stone. You see sort of off in the distance where the roads meet. Especially, I'll say it's you who sees it, Zarvolg, having your eagle eyes. You see an animated army of ghouls led by stronger ghouls, taller, broader, long tongues that slither from their mouths. And they are standing almost like statues at the roadway, but it is an army. Cannot destroy this. Not on your own. And all at once, this black smoke begins to sort of form around your body and then zip together, forming what looks to be this horrific, dreadful, cloaked, almost druidic-looking creature with like these branches that sort of come sharply off of the shoulders, like shoulder pauldrons, a staff much like a druid in their hand, and deer antlers stuck to the skull of this individual, and says, "Behold the tomb of Tal'Dorei!" And she will attack you. But that is where we'll end the session.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
Oh, I'll throw in there too. She says, she'll say, "Behold, I am Orc Druid of Andros. This is my army, and you will behold the doom of your country." And then she'll attack. Gotta throw that lore in there. That's important.